Black Screen Talk. He likes the idea. He doesn't like the idea that I run in 3 or 4 or 5 different directions. He wants me to keep it in one direction only. Now, even though I am the owner of the company, I do listen to the opinions of others because it's very important. Sometimes my opinions may not be the best interest, and some other people may have better ideas than me. So I always like to go with everything half glass. First, I'm calling myself Ken. And usually people call me Ken anyway. Ken, and I'm going to call this Black Screen Talk. I think it's just going to be a segment we have added to our channel. And I think we are getting rid of the other channel. It's not necessary. We don't need it. We're trying to figure out how to remove all the videos in one hit, which we're finding out we can't do this. We're literally going to have to go through video after video after video to delete the other channel. Because I want to put something there instead. I don't want to have that. We don't need it. It's not necessary. It has to go. This channel right here, I guess we can use it. When we were trying to figure out exactly, should we drop the entire channel? Should we get rid of it? What do we do with it? So I'm thinking, my buddy was like, the Black Screen Talk is pretty good because, you know, you can talk to people about your professional edge on black technology, because like that whole thing, YouTube has been doing some buggy stuff. I'm sorry, I'm talking about how buggy YouTube's been lately. But anyway, we could do something with this. We can actually pour some money into this and do something with it. So basically, we're going to be talking about my experience level in projection screens versus the others. I go back 15 years. I literally have a decade long. You can go into my YouTube channel and you can literally type in just about anything you can think of, and we've done it already. Curved screens. Did a screen called an out-curved screen. I got to build me another one of those because the out-curved screen was gorgeous, except for we never had a rear out-curved screen. And this guy I'm talking to right now on Facebook, he does the most incredible visual displays. I don't know what kind of freaking graphic card he's running, but my God, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like it's crazy. I know some of it's AI rendered, but it's amazingly insane. I'm like, yo, you got to do something with this, because right now he's just showing some free stuff on Facebook. Man, I got to partner up with this guy. I usually don't like to partner up with people, but I'm definitely partner up with this guy. What we could do with that technology, it's the perfect advertising technology for our screens. Like, it's literally I've never seen anything like it. I ain't blown away by it. So we got some chats back and forth with him. I think he's located in Japan. If he is, we're going up. We're flying up. We're definitely going up. We're definitely going up. It's incredible. I've got to have it on all my screens. All my screens have to have it. Every showroom, everything has to have that display in it. And of course, he's going to get full credit for it and get paid for it. We are actually working on a few crazy screens. There's actually digital pictures we're working on. They're projection digital pictures, because we don't have to have big bulky projectors anymore. Our projectors now are these tiny little machines we have. These things are small. The RCA, freaking blown away, because I'm still that right there, I'm surprised. That projector, usually when I use the mini projectors, they have to have the DLP chip. I think it's a DLP chip they have in them. Yeah, they have that DLP chip. That ensures that the image is going to be much, much brighter. But this thing has none of that in it. It's 120 lumens. It reads perfectly. Usually 120 lumens at 8 feet from a wall doesn't read at all. Now, what I've seen in the video demonstrations, when the guy turned it on and I saw edge to edge, nice and sharp and vivid, I was like, oh, shoot, that thing's got some kick to it. But with the lights on, of course, any 120 inches is going to have issues. 50 lumens, 300 lumens, they're going to have issues with the lights on. That's what that technology does. It allows for that image to pull. Now, when I make this statement, I say that, individuals who try to make black technology, you have no idea what you're doing. You really don't. If you think it's basically black paint, mica, white paint, if you put any type of white paint in it, any type of silver, dark, whatever you put in, I don't know, whatever color you put, it's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. It's a totally different process. It's a completely different process. That's what I went through. Remember, I used to make these light gray paints back in the day with digital and crystal screen paint. And that's all we knew, is to make these light gray paints, at the end of the day. But seeing Diamond's technology, I never knew a screen could ever be that dark. And I could see why the advantage points of why dark screens are very, very important. For the longest time, we got the huge amount of arguments about people saying, oh no, black screens are not in. You know what I'm talking about. Black screens don't do this and black screens don't do that. And now they're trying to make it. Literally told you should have been making stuff a long time ago. But the problem is what you have here is that black screens require extreme testing because there is so much stuff that can go wrong with a black screen. It is not even funny. And you can't treat it like a gray screen. There's reconnection problems, or probably AI systems probably run into their system right now. Or we know about that nightmare. We do know about that. I got to keep it on topic, but I know about that. There's an AI running through freaking YouTube. It's crazy. We bumped into it. Well, it bumped into it over there. We can't call it it. If we call it it, it's going to get ticked off at us. But we got to give it a name. We got to come up with a name for it. The machine's probably asking for a name. Anyway, it detects other AIs. Yeah, it's something we actually put in there so we run across them. YouTube's got one running through it right now. Boy, you guys better be careful about what you say on this channel. You got to be careful. You might lose your entire channel, might go. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, the gray screen can pretty much run any kind of projector. The only problem with the gray screens and white screens in the day is they don't read 100% contrast, which they try to fool you and tell you they do, which they don't. They're not ambient light rejection. I don't even know how that would even be possible. Darker screens have that capability. And their color levels are way off. They're way, way off. The one thing they don't talk about when it comes to gray screens is dark color levels. They never speak of that. If you notice that, you never hear one say dark purples, dark greens, dark blues, reds, oranges. They never talk about that. It's complete color line of colors. They completely skip because you have to have black to be able to read it. Unless you're sitting in the dark all day, and then what's the point of having the screen that's ambient light rejection? If you know what I mean, it's just no point. But anyway, the darker technology is where it's at. The gunmetal screens are nice. They do pick up contrast to a certain degree, but it's actually kind of more of a darker gray. But for a screen that costs that type of money, I think you should be getting a 100% black screen. I mean, I would really be happy with a 100% black screen if I could get it from a certified. And if they do make a certified black screen, which there is one under Screen Innovation, it is going to be super expensive because there's no way in the world possible. Business-wise, you can make a gray screen, I mean a gunmetal screen, that's about $5,000, and then you're going to charge $4,000 or $3,000 for the one that's black. That's actually better. That just doesn't work that way in business. I think it's going to be a whole lot more expensive. And as you saw from the Troll's point of view, where they were trying to make a black screen paint, it failed miserably because this is a product they launched. It had no testing behind it whatsoever. You know, and again, as I said before, it was planted because, again, in videos, we were deliberately leaving stuff open to say that, hey, this is how the product was made. So kind of got embedded in the head. It's kind of like, you know, you could be sitting in a restaurant and something would start playing in the background. And then next you know, you're humming it when you're home. And you're humming it at work. And you're humming it on the golf course. And you're like, I got this song stuck in my head. Like I was just sitting there, just eating a hamburger, and it just popped up and just something opened up in your head and it's just stuck in there. And that's how some things work at the end of the day. It just gets stuck in there. Especially when you're looking for it. It definitely will get stuck in there. But anyway, it just shows to prove that, you know, even if you had the basics of a fake product to begin with stuck in your head, you didn't even look in any other directions. Like maybe if I did this or maybe if I did that, this would change and that would change, which it won't. But maybe, you know, but you didn't even try that. You were just so obsessed with trying to figure out how it's done that you just went with whatever we just put out there for you. It was that easy. So with that being said, it just shows you that not only the intelligent level is not there, but the ability to make a consistent and determination to work hard to make a better product is just not there either. You're lazy. In other words, that's what I'm saying. You're very lazy. You see all the tests we've done? That's a lot of testing. We got testing that goes on for years. You don't have any of these testings. Each one of those screen paints we developed had roughly between 20 to 30 tests underneath of everything from inside, outside, ultra short throw, pico projectors, fully lit environment, distance throw, certified projection screens, black on black demonstration. And they went through all that testing. One of the screen paints we engineered literally had to be 13 feet outside at 1,000 lumens in order to get a label on it. We did all kinds of stuff. You didn't go anywhere near any of that stuff at all, period. So if you haven't hit that skill level where you can test your product on that level, you would never, ever, and never, ever be to engineer black technology correctly. What I've seen from Smarter Surface, we could easily crush your screens, which I did. I actually got the screen from Ireland, bought it here, and the white levels couldn't kick. Next to this stuff will turn it dark. It'll be unwatchable. It'll look just like that product you have. It won't work. This screen generates a tremendously high white level. And the white levels are really high. So with that being said, anything laying against it goes dark. So I see demonstrations where people trying to do black technology and they'll just push on the contrast levels. Let me explain something to you. A $2 black skirt will do the same thing, the same contrast level. A tablecloth, same contrast level. A pair of black socks, hoodie, whatever, same black contrast because it's black. That's why. The biggest thing you have to be able to prove in black technology is, number one, to be able to absorb in tons of light, because someone said, oh, but no, duh, it's going to absorb because it's black. No, it doesn't work that way. Because if you notice in some of the demonstrations I've seen with darker screens, they use a form of ambient light controlled environment because they go back to traditions, which it shouldn't be there to begin with anyway. And the reason why they use darker, because black screens have a very hard time generating high white levels, so therefore they stick them in darker environments, so that way the projector works much better with the higher lumen count in order to get the screen to be able to produce. You never mention this in any of your videos because you don't know what you're doing. You just go in and you just scream and rant. That's pretty much it. You don't explain anything, so that's why you know you don't know anything. Anyway, so that's usually what I see. And then they require these high, massive lumen projectors, like the Screen Innovation. Their projector requires 8,000 lumens, which automatically, when they told me that told me from the door, it doesn't have capability to read at a lower lumen. But maybe it does. You know, I've been shocked. I've seen some stuff they've developed, and I've used lower end projectors, and they work perfectly fine. But maybe that's, a safety switch there, just so it's a 100% guarantee it's going to pick up. I see that with screen paints all the time, as with Jamie's product called the Frankenstein, which is a really darker mix. But the only problem with it, it required a 3,000 lumens to kick. See, people think I forget all this stuff. I don't forget this stuff. This stuff is embedded in my brain. And your specification sheet stated that the projector screen paint required 3,000 lumens. I record and document everything that I say and do, and therefore I can pull that up and show you multiple videos of us talking about it. This is when people say, why do you make so many videos over and over again? We break it down on so many levels. So if you ever have to go back to the archives and dig up something on you, we've got a ton of evidence to lay against you. That's why we do it. So I can literally pull up in the archives and show we've had this conversation about the Frankenstein mix because it was darker. It was requesting that it required to be for business use only. Using it for business use only means it would opt out residential. Residential users, at the end of the day, would probably use projectors roughly now. Projectors are 3,000 lumens at most now. I don't know why he was saying high power projector at 3,000, because projectors in this particular era are 3,000. Now, if you said something between 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 lumens, that'd have been correct right there, because that would be commercial projectors, which means at the end of the day, you don't know venues either. You literally just told me that in the specification sheet. Who sits there and requires a 3,000 lumen projector to be high powered? The PX747 ViewSonic is 3,500 lumens. It's a regular everyday projector. It's not venue, it's not commercial. So if that projector right there is basic, used for basic home theater at 3,500 lumens, why would you think that 3,000 is considered high powered? The projector I have sitting on the floor, which is NEC, is 3,600 lumens. So again, he didn't know the difference between a high power venue projector and basic residential, or basically home projection versus commercial projection. He didn't know that. That's why he put down 3,000. But the fact that he put it down there means that the paint was very dark. It had a poor ability to pull white levels. We know, we tested it. And using a 3,000 projector would help pull higher white levels. And on top of that, for a paint to be in that dark, why is it sitting in a dark environment, or either ambient light controlled environment, if it has the ability to absorb light? As a person said on the forum site, no duh, because they're black, they're able to pull and absorb light. Everybody knows that on a forum site. For some reason, they don't know it here, but on a forum site knows that the darker the screen, the better the light absorption. I don't know where y'all got that wrong. I have no idea. Now, for some people on my channel will sit there and go, oh, but I knew this. Yeah, we don't see anything in the comment section. So this is the reason why people get mad at me and say, well, you're insulting us. So here's the problem. We don't see you basically basing your opinion on your theory on basically darker technology and ambient light. We don't see anything at all, which means we assume that at the end of the day, if you don't speak up and don't talk about this discussion, means you don't know. People will only talk about discussions that they do know, people who don't. So they're sitting there talking about advanced fusion nuclear energy. Very few people are going to raise their hand, but people who do are going to basically express more, and people who know a lot more are going to express a lot more. That's what it comes down to. And the learning process of it all, the sad thing about it is they taught you the wrong way. You got taught backwards. So they taught you, making you believe at the end of the day, when we go back to the smarter surface, number one, they'd use high-end projectors. We know that we had a conversation with them. And then on top of that, they do use ambient light controlled environments. I've watched a lot of their videos, which means their darker screens will have no ability to be able to produce outside like the technology we have now in direct sunlight or air, either in daytime hours. It wouldn't run at all, period. And in the average well-lit environment in your home, it wouldn't run at all, period. Our technology we have here can run anywhere in your home. And I mean anywhere. You can literally watch a movie in your bathroom. You know how much light is in the bathroom, right? Anywhere. This stuff is designed to go through the entire house. It can hook it to the ceiling. You can actually, wait a minute, I didn't think about that. We didn't hook anything to the ceiling yet, did we? I thought about that. Dairy just popped out. We got to go hook something to the ceiling now and throw a projector. I'm going to use this projector right here because this projector is pretty nice. I'm going to use 120, throw it up on the ceiling, watch something off of it. I didn't think about that. I forgot about that. We can do that kind of stuff. Anyway, you forget when you're working on stuff. But anyway, there's a lot of testing with black technology, a lot of it. One of the things when the guy said no duh, that black screens can absorb, this is why we showed your surface, the mica black paint versus our technology, and said, look, both these screens are black. One can't read a white level. The white level is extremely, extremely important on black screens. It's not the contrast. So you guys come on, you talking about look at the contrast levels, big deal. Like I said, I can get a skirt from freaking a thrift store for about a nickel or 25 cents. It'll do the same thing your paint just did. Literally. You want to see? I can show you. I can literally take your surface right here and I can literally stick a tablecloth and it'll match your screen. It won't match mine, but it'll match yours. Which means if you launch that stuff, knowing what we know about this stuff in the field, we could have crushed your business very, very quickly. I could have literally gone to one of your shows with a tablecloth or a black hoodie and walked in front of your screen and that's it, your business would have collapsed. Just like that. Because you know why it would have collapsed? Your investors would have pulled. Someone walk in front of a screen with a hoodie on, that's why they don't allow people. If you notice, when you watch these things, you never let people walk near the screen. Because you know why? Somebody will take a piece of paper and go, huh? Or a gray piece of paper and do the same thing. It'll match. Every time, it'll match. Yeah, that's why they don't let you near that screen. When I was over, I was looking at, what was I looking at? I was in a booth. I got kicked out of a booth one time. Oh, I know whose screen it was. But anyway, I went to go check it out. And they made everybody sit in these seats, and you're right down the middle of the screen, you could see it. But I wanted to see the side angle of the screen. So every time I wanted to get up to go to the side of the screen to take a look, the salesperson would coach me back to the seat every time. And I said, what's the angle gain on the screen? Now we get all that shock and awe because sometimes they don't expect for people to come in and know this stuff. Like, how would you know about angle gain? Well, you can't tell them you work on projection screens because they won't allow you in that booth at all. I'll guarantee they won't allow you in there because you'll know other things that other people don't know. And then you can educate other people about stuff and then, they'll start a wildfire. They don't want you in there. So I kept going up to the screen. I kept looking to the side. And I was right. The screen had a narrow viewing cone effect. It went dark. You have to be in the center of it. I was paying $6,000 for a screen now. They have to sit in the center 24/7. Like, nah, I'm good. But anyway, there's just so many things that dark screens have issues with. Low lumen projectors, that's definitely one of them. Because again, you're talking about a screen that requires high-end projectors in order to read. Now, when we're developing this black technology, trolls came in and had all different sorts of different ideas on how our products work. One of the theories and rumors, mind you, each one of these rumors carry lawsuits. One of the rumors was that we were changing the settings in our projectors. You remember that one? I told you, we have there's a lot of lawsuits coming up for this mess. But anyway, We're changing the settings in our projectors, and we had the settings all the way up high in order for the image, the projector to be able to produce. I have a slew of demonstrations showing our settings are under factory settings. They're actually under factory settings when your settings are actually past factory settings. We know that. I have to have demonstrations on that. We can push the projections, images all the way down past factory settings in eco mode and still run. I can run in eco mode in commercial environments. Can't do that. Y'all can't run in eco mode. I saw Fernando drop the eco mode on the P2, but it's in the dark. What's the point of dropping the eco mode when you're in the dark? That don't mean jack at all, period. In eco mode, when you want to show off your projector can produce in a fully lit environment with eco mode pushed all the way down, you have to be in a fully lit environment at a distance throw to do that. Being sitting on top of a projector with an ultra short throw and no distance throw, and then you drop your eco mode down in a dark environment is a complete absolute fail. See what I mean? Y'all even do poorly in your test demonstrations. They're awful. So you require at least, you should be, I haven't seen one demonstration that is 16 feet, fully lit environment. And when you do that distance throw, it has to be a white snowstorm next to a white sheet of paper, which means that the white sheet of paper is always going to produce white. It's a neutral color. But when you're sitting back roughly 16 feet in a fully lit environment and you're at 1,000 lumens, guess how much lumens you have before you make contact with the screen? Next to nothing. From doing those type of tests is the reason why we can go outside on a 300 lumen projector or 50 lumen projector and produce in daytime. I can literally go anywhere in Allentown I want with a screen and a 50 or a 300 lumen projector that I can fit in my pocket and do a demonstration anywhere I want. Because we tested our stuff, that's why. We understand black technology. Do you understand invisible black technology? It's a whole nother stage of black technology. It's completely different. It is very, 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 very temperamental because now you have light passing back and forth through the screen, which diminishes the images at a much faster rate. And you'll have to do this outside at 50 lumens in order to prove that you have the capability. If not, and you make things up as you go along and you apply them to your website, you run the risk of being sued by a customer or a company or just somebody at the end of the day that just wants to make a fast 12K out of you. They can get you easy. So you don't know anything about that either, period. Black versus black demonstrations. I have not seen any of those tests done yet. I haven't seen gray versus gray. I do want to start something where we're going to test a lot of screens on everyday gray paint. Network Gray 773 is a nightmare. It's a nightmare paint. It has high white levels. For some reason, it reads a somewhat gray level, very good. And it matches a lot of products. A lot of products actually match Network Gray 773. I was thinking about that too. Where's that surface out of theirs? That surface we just did theirs. This is, I think this is it. Looks like it's it. Or is that sitting over there? I'm going to put this against that black tablecloth, but you can't tell one from the other. I'm going to use the other projector to do it too. I'm going to use the 120 and run it. I bet you both look exactly the same. But anyway, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. You definitely don't know what you're doing. There's just so much missing, so much missing. You don't know what you're doing. And the thing about it is the reason why you have to know your product and you have to know it 100% is the reason why it's because your customer and it's going to read off your specification sheet. Say if he or she decides to use a 300 lumen projector and your screen doesn't pick up. Say if you made statements that your product is ours, right? You have our product. You see the testing we do, right? So that means your customer is going to expect for that product to do the same thing ours is doing. And you know it's not going to be possible. Do you know what would have happened to you if you built a company out of that, whatever mica mess that is at the end of the day? You built a company, put money into a website, you put money into containers and labels, and you paid for the LLC and got an EIN number, all that stuff, you paid for all that, right? And we came along and just did that to you. Every single one of your investors are going to pull. Because we can easily overpower your company. Your customers, they're the first ones that are going to find out. They're going to turn the lights on. That stuff is going to go dark. Projectors are not going to work. White levels are not going to read. And you got interesting customers. These are ones actually that are very interesting. These are ones that'll test your stuff after you tested your stuff. I've been through dozens of those guys, dozens of them. So yeah, you're going to deal with the form sites. Like the fellow, I forgot his name. He's a fellow who he does I forgot his name. He's a big time YouTuber, but he did the screen paints and stuff. And I owe him an apology too, by the way. At the time, I was a little hostile, and I was very hostile because people were tampering with my stuff and messing with my stuff, and I thought he was along with them at the end of the day, and he wasn't. He was just a guy testing products out. That's all he was. He did a fantastic job. We appreciate it. And then maybe one day when we get everything ready and go, we'll send you a contract your way, and we'll set you at one of these screens, and you can play around and have some fun with that. But he did a good job. But it goes to show you that these people like Jamie and these other people that follow him, they're sore losers. Very, very bitter, upset people. They're trolls. That's what they are. They're just trolls. Jamie's not a professional businessman. He's a thief. You look at his track record, he's a thief. They all have their little problems at the end of the day. But they're not professional businessmen. And when I say that, because they will attack anyone who goes against their product. The fellow with the YouTube channel, and I found out, I didn't even notice what was going on. One of my customers came and told me and said, hey, this big time YouTuber tested your Black Widow. And when he tested the Black Widow, he said at the end of the day that our product beat yours. I found that out. I didn't even notice what's going on. Someone just came to me and said, yeah, you beat the crap out of Fernando's paint. Fernando made some dark paint and sent it up. You don't know how to make dark products. We know that. We watch. You can't, you know what you're doing. But he mixed some mess together and he sent it over there, calling it some dark Cinemax nonsense. And then there was Danny's product. I don't even know how we got his hands on that, because we couldn't even get our hands on it. He was so scared to send that stuff over to it. It was not even funny. And our product beat the daylights out of you guys. It beat our products. And what did they do? They attacked this guy. They said he was a scammer, he was a ripoff, same usual Karen nonsense. They said things that he was with us and he was working with us. We don't even know the guy. I didn't even know he was doing a demonstration. The only thing I was upset with him about is I don't appreciate you sticking my product next to those cornball paints. We don't consider their products to be professional. I've literally got cancellations on all of them. Anytime you give me back my money, when I come to you as a professional, I come to buy your product, and you give me back my money, that tells me everything. That tells me you cannot support or back your product in any way. You should not be selling something that you can't back. So knowing that, I just didn't like the fact that he put our products next to that. I would appreciate it if he put our products next to Screen Innovation, Elite Screens, Seymour AV, any one of those would have been fantastic, because that's what we test their stuff against anyway. Not that stuff at the end of the day. But next time we send up the screen, the new one, we'll give them one of them. I would appreciate it certifies only, because we don't consider anything, the screen paints, no, they're not in the category. We're not even in that category anymore anyway. We're in the category of physical screens, pretty much. That's where we're right now. But anyway, yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like about it. You know, don't put my product against something I worked hard, against some cornball products that were never tested at the end of the day. Give us a real challenge at the end of the day. Give us a real challenge. We want at the end of the day. But I'm happy he did the video, because, again, it shut a lot of those guys up who thought at the end of the day that they had a really well product. Let me tell you something. Because it looks good on a projector in your end doesn't mean it's going to work. Just because you take a black surface and you hit it with a projector, it's not our stuff. This is where you have to be really, really careful. Because if you mention in the video, I'm not going off topic, but this is what will happen to you. If you mention the video, that is one of our screens, you got a lawsuit coming your way. We're going to challenge you in a courtroom. And please, we're in the information, we're in the digital era, okay? Please respect that, okay? You're not hidden like you think you are. You're not. Fake YouTube channels, fake account, no, you're not hidden like you think you are. You're not. Everything is monitored on this planet, which is jacked up, but it's true. It's funny how they explained it in Watch Dogs so clearly. They did. Watch Dogs went into extreme detail on how you're monitored. You are. Your cell phones are tracking devices. Everything you have is tracking. It is. Everything you have. Those cameras you have outside your home, the Ring cameras, all that stuff is connected to the network. And if it's connected to the network, guess what else is connected to the network? AI. AI is the ultimate tracking system. It is. It's a thinking software, and you're linked to it. Everybody's linked to it. You tell me right now you can't go on Google and look for a something for your car, then go over to social media and see 20, 30 ads of what you were just looking at. And you're sitting there like, what the freak? How did they know? Because you're online, they know. They know everything because you're online. All your data, all your information, everything you like, everything you watch, your favorite foods, movies, sports, whatever, it's all documented, everything. The only way you can be released from this is when you pass off, because by then, we're not going to track anybody who's basically gone. Tracking people with a pulse. That's pretty much it. But yeah, you're tracked every day. I explain to people like, look, when you leave out of your house, do you have any idea how many security cameras you pop up on? It's a lot. It's a whole lot. We don't think about it, you know what I mean? Because they're cameras, But everywhere you go, you're being recorded. You're documented everywhere you go. Some of these cameras have something called point and click, which means they'll take your image and point and bring it right up off the street and download it onto a system. Every day. So you're documented. You're in the digital era now. But anyway, with that being said, yeah, there's no place to hide on this planet. Nowhere at all. At all, period. I mean, look, if they can take a system, a satellite system, a telescope, and they can scan an ocean. That's what they did. They scanned the ocean for the Loch Ness. They can scan an ocean. They can track heat signatures. The bottom of the ocean floor. Even send drones down there. There's no place you can go on this planet without being tracked. Even the people in the Amazon rainforest, the indigenous people, the people that, that think they're in secret, they know where they're at. They're heat signatures. They can pick them up. They can fly something over top, they can pick them up. Just like that. Our technology is beyond. It's insane what we have. We don't have space travel. We don't have that because they're not talking to AI. And that's, are we in the future? It says no. When we have the ability to travel from one galaxy to the next, this is where we hit the future. But I don't know about that one right there. But anyway, that topic is just to tell you, make sure I bring it back. Because my buddy's going to bring it back full circle. It's the fact to tell you that there's only way you cannot be tracked on this planet unless you were born in a barn somewhere. There is no social security number. There's no birth certificates. Do you know that when you're born, they take your fingerprints and your feet prints? They take all that. You're stamped already from the door. But if you were born somewhere, like the indigenous people that are born out, there's no way to track who that person is. It's virtually impossible. They're nowhere on the system. Yeah, you're tracked. The minute you're born, you're tagged. That's what your birth certificate is. It's a tracking device. It's a paper tracking device. That's what it is. That's why they require it. Even your social security number. There are digits in there to tell, but when the digits in the social security number are interesting. They can tell if you're male or female by your numbers. They can even tell your race. Yeah, looking at that, it's pretty interesting. It's a pretty fascinating system. But anyway, enough about that. So you're not really invisible like you think you are. The only thing is at the end of the day that you just have to find somebody at the end of the day that can figure out how to basically remove your cloak. And there's plenty of people who do that at the end of the day. They get paid for it. And then with the AI security systems that they're engineering and developing, because that's what they're building now for big corporations to be able to track down individuals that attack their businesses, they're going to use an artificial intelligence like you saw in the sandbox system to actually be able to seek and find individuals. Imagine like a police officer program that thinks and makes decisions online. It's pretty much what it is. Because I've been looking at the security points of corporate. Like, what do they use? What do they have? I know they get cyber attacks all the time. So I'm kind of looking into a lot of that stuff right there. But anyway, with that being said, on top of that, I want to make sure we don't run into too much time here. When I state that you don't know what you're doing, when it comes to, you don't know what you're doing. You don't. Because that fiasco, that stuff we just saw, that stuff is horrible. I can't get that stuff to read on anything. I'm trying to figure out where in the world that surface is at. Because I want to take a look at this next black surface. We should do a black on black test of this. See how this looks? I'm going to use something simple like that. Might use a freaking like a bag from the one of the work bags. 'Cause I definitely don't match. Just get a regular work bag and just stick it up there. I think that's what we do. Ooh, we got a big one over there. Yeah. Let me take a hold of a minute. Doing something. I'm gonna take this one down. I'm gonna take this one down, and we're gonna take a work bag. I'm gonna take those pictures next and put them up. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you a picture, not from here because we can't show you location. But we're gonna set the camera system and hit the wall and crop it, and we'll show you how much. If you can see it in there, it does match other stuff. Like literally, we have so much black stuff in here, literally it'll match anything in here because we tested it. Reconnection, reconnection. Like I said, if somebody wanted to get a YouTube channel to blow up, guess what? Blow your YouTube channel up. You may want to get a good attorney when you do this because these big companies are going to come after your head. They are going to come after your head. But how many of these gray screens out here match house paint? I'm talking about the big boy certifies. How many of them match house paint? You'd be shocked and surprised. We ran a lot of these tests. All those certifies, I had a drawer full of certifies. And I did a lot of testing. It's shocking, it really is. And people spend like $3,000, $4,000 per screen. If you went to Home Depot, did the same thing. Same thing, no difference. No difference at all. It'd have been the same thing. Oh, let me see. I got one here. All right, here we go. This is what we use for testing. We have a black tablecloth. You can't see it, but it's a black tablecloth. We use this for testing on our screens to make sure that they don't match the screens. It's one of the tests that's required. Now, back then, all this wasn't required at all to do these tests because, people didn't really think about it, But now, we're the ones who started the black versus black test. And we're the ones who started the Network Gray 773 Bear Silver screen. And there was another screen paint too by Amazon. They made it too. We also started those tests too also. Because you got to know, you got to find out. You spend all this money for a screen. I just find it shocking that with gray screens, especially ones that claim to be ambient light rejection, I've seen a lot of them turning the lights out. Why are you turning the lights on ambient light rejection? You do know an ambient light rejection screen doesn't need to be in a controlled environment, ambient light controlled environment. That was just made up so it's just an excuse if your screen just happens to wash out in a fully lit environment to tell you, no, you're doing it wrong. You have to do it in a controlled environment. I had somebody tell me that one time. You don't know what you're doing. You're doing it wrong. It's supposed to be in a controlled environment. No, we don't stick screens in a controlled environment because, again, at the end of the day, it's not ambient light rejection at all, period. It's not ambient light controlled environment. Why don't you just put that down on the label instead of putting ambient light control? If you tell me ambient light controlled environment, I'm going to turn my lights on. Because I'm thinking at the end of the day, I can use it with the lights on. If I go to Best Buy right now and I buy a screen and go, hey, look, what's this ambient light rejection stuff? Oh, you can have your lights on while you have your screen on. All right, then, there you go. And then you buy an ultra sure throw with that package, because ultra sure throw is going to have less of a distance throw, so you less deterioration for the picture and color and contrast. But yet I can't get that on the ultra sure throw. I've watched dozens of videos on high power ultra sure throws, and every single one sits in a dark environment. Why is that? There you go. We had a guy come in from Comcast one time to work on something, and he was talking about the ultra short. Those are so expensive. Yeah, they're really freaking expensive. Go to Best Buy. They're very expensive. You're going to spend all that money for something you have to sit in the dark to get it to work. Yeah, well, we did it on $60. NEC projector I got sitting on the floor, I did 150 inch. That thing doesn't even do 150 inch. It does 80 inches. And I did that actually inside. Ultima GT 5500, I did it outside at 140. And with the star field included. And turned off the contrast levels because it's not needed. Now, you see that darker surface we see there in the thumbnail? That is the mica paint. That's how bad it is. It's so bad that it doesn't show anything. It's literally that it doesn't come up at all. Because these guys, at the end of the day, and we're not going to call them idiots and fools, guys that keep it clean. These guys, at the end of the day, felt that putting white paint and mica powder into it was going to cause the screen to generate white levels. It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You're on a noob level. You're not even on a scientific level. You're on the noob level. You're on a level where most news make this mistake when it comes down to screen sizing, where they feel that three 100-inch screens were actually equivalent to the size of a 300-inch screen. News did that when they first start off. I know I did it myself when I first started off. Let me just say, oh, scissors are way over there. So, bring it up, know what you're doing at all. I may consider it. I haven't decided yet. Doing the podcast would be interesting because it would definitely out a lot of people at the end of the day on what they know and what they don't know. The old trolls we have will be prosecuted because they did some stuff they shouldn't have done. But the newer ones, we know we're going to get new, fresh ones along the way. We'll just invite you to a podcast, and then you can explain to us how it's done in front of a whole bunch of YouTubers in the world. I think that'd be interesting. Put you in the hot seat. Just stick you onto a forum site because they talk too much trash on their channels. They do. So let's invite you. Invite you to the podcast, and you explain to us how it works. Now, if you refuse to, that's just bad on you. It's not going to help you. I'm giving you the opportunity. If you can get on YouTube and explain it, I don't know why you can't go on the podcast and explain it. Now, for people saying, what about you? Man, I've got flown down to freaking companies at the end of the day. I can literally show YouTube videos of me boarded a plane. They flew me down there. I had to explain everything to them when I was down there. Every time I walk into one of these buildings at the end of the day, I have to sit there and talk to the owners about, hey, this is what we're going to do in here. This is how we're going to get the run. No problem. Freaking trolls were so jealous of the fact that I can literally walk into a building, just walk through it. We don't turn any lights out. You know, there's no lights being turned on in these buildings at all, period. No high-end expensive projectors, no calibrating, none of that stuff. You guys do this stuff. We don't do that. I walk right into a building, look around and go, yeah, we can fire up in here, no problem. It's this cakewalk. I went in there and did the test demonstration on a $16 Epson PowerLight S6 on a 40-inch screen. That's what we did the first test on the show, because we got to show them something that the screen paint works, because again, they're used to having screens washed out in there. They had white screens in there. I walked right in there and set that whole thing up, mounted all the projectors in, put in the sound bars, all that stuff. Even put a window technology right through the glass. First thing trolls started screaming about that it is, oh, it doesn't work. You should take your screen back, so and so and so. You should get your money back at TVs. First things first, this is where your intelligent level doesn't exist. And I'll tell you why. TVs would be super expensive. They'd be super expensive. And top of that, the sizes he would need in there to accommodate different people from watching from different angles, he would need multiple TVs in there, which would be super expensive. On top of that, the area basically has a lot of light in it, which I had to put these dimmers over all the lights in there because it was just too much harsh light for the customers. Our screens were in there with no problem, but that's what we had to do. As you saw, the white piece of paper we had on the surface didn't read at all. White screens wasn't read in there at all, period. But our option was much cheaper. It cost them $1,200 to do the whole setup, including the window technology that was able to read as we were walking around doing a walk through Allentown. They picked up with no problem whatsoever. We're looking at the window outside. It just comes from sheer jealousy of unprofessional people that say they're business and they're not business. And just prove that you didn't know what you're talking about. Like I said, we let you run your mouth for 3 months, and then we came in and did that to you. You don't know what you're doing. No one should trust you at all, period. You don't know what you're doing. You're just talking. That's it. Product didn't even come close. Never came close. Mind, there's lawsuits behind this. In 2027, we're going to be getting that paper. I'm going to be bringing some lawyers are going to be very expensive attorneys I have to hire. I don't have to, but I want them. We're going to federal court for this mess. These statute of limitations we have are fresh. They're very fresh. I have to go past somebody and have to talk to them like, hey, look, this is what it was doing. This is what they were doing at the end of the day. They were doing my products and stuff like that. We have text messages, all kinds of stuff they're contacting, talking about what they were doing. He said, go get a lawyer. Get ready to file a lawsuit. That's what you need to do. Get this all taken care of. So that's what we're going to do. You know, some of these cases, there is criminal involved because we do have past stuff that we had to file against you. That's going to spark all that up. It's going to open all that up again. But remember, you bought on yourself. You have to be careful about talking about companies at the end of the day that you really don't know. And you don't know my company at the end of the day, what you think you do. And by me doing this to you shows how little your lack of knowledge is and what you don't know. You don't know anything. When I'm in your YouTube channel, and if you hear me comment, which is rare at the bottom, and say at the bottom of your video, your screen's too dark, your screen is actually too dark. Who are you going to tell me at the end of the day? I invented that technology before your YouTube channel ever existed. As you can see, I was right. It's too dark. You know, that's one thing about life is that if you don't learn from it, from the things that happens to you in life, then you're going to repeat the same mistake over and over again. Unfortunately, this mistake is going to cost you a lot of money. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And, you know, for some of you who already had past history with us, we're using what you did in your past history as to show the judge and the courts that you have a history of attacking our company. You can't come up there like you're new saying, hey, this is my first time, my first offense. No, we've had problems with these individuals before. It just got to this point now. See what I mean? They can do that to you in court. And that means automatically you're screwed in the courtroom. You're actually screwed. There's nothing you can do. Like I said, I'm more than welcome to get a second line, or there's a third line now, third line, and give it to you, send it to you an email, and you can have your attorney reach out to me. And I'm more than welcome to sit down with you and your attorney and show them the product we have right here. You can't do that. You know why? Because you lied. That's why. If I invite you and your attorney to come down to one of our units and you can look at the screen for yourself, you're screwed. You know that, right? We're suing you for $5 million. These are hefty. That's why we're going to federal, because you have to go to federal for this type of lawsuit. These are hefty lawsuits. I will invite you and your attorney down to our facility so you can see the screen for yourself versus what you said about my product. Now, how many of you are willing to show? None of you will show. I guarantee you that much. And the attorney will show. He will definitely be there. He's definitely going to be there. And I guarantee you, at the end of the day, I guarantee you, as a nose sits on your face, I bet you $100 I can get your attorney to drop your case. He won't go near us with a 10-foot pole, I guarantee you, because you lied. He's going to come back and tell you, why didn't you tell him, tell me the truth? He's going to scream at you. I guarantee I can get him to scream at you. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why didn't you say at the end of the day that, hey, look, you know, we made all this up just basically just to cause trouble for this guy? Why didn't you say that? Because he's going to be upset because you're wasting his time. I still got to pay him. If my stuff was so unreal and it didn't work, then that means why didn't you contact a lawyer and throw me in jail? Why didn't you file any lawsuits against me? You haven't even purchased any of my products. No one even purchased any of my products whatsoever. You did that maliciously to try to destroy my company. This is the reason why there are $5 million lawsuits, and this is why some of this stuff may carry some jail time for fraud. But as I said before, you know, the projector community shouldn't trust you guys at all, period, because you guys don't know what you're doing. You're going to mess around and wreck someone's beautiful setup because you don't know what you're doing. We got a black tablecloth there. Where is, This is your surface. Ah! Oh, the other surface. This song by Boy George. Time. That's a beautiful song. I love this projector so much. I love this projector. It's a beautiful projector. I still can't believe how they did this. RCA, freaking man, breaking the mold, man. That's just what I'm talking about, man. Like I said, projectors are expensive. They're very expensive, you know. You know how cool these projectors are? Right now, we're working on, we emailed, we sent them some pictures and stuff, and we did get contacts. They're interested in what we're doing over here. These little projectors right here are fantastic. I always wanted to start my first kids projector, set up my first cinema. I always wanted to do that. Your kids can have their own projector set up. But the only problem is with that project is finding a projector that will actually work with the product. It has to be low lumen, but also too, on top of that, it has to not burn a lot of heat, because you know when kids touching it and getting their hands burned, and you know, something like that, something too hot. Now the Cumies are nice and they're small and everything, but the Cumies are delicate. That's a projector at the end of the day I would not trust around a kid. Of course you can mount it somewhere, this would be nice, but little older kids can operate this quite nicely, and all the controls on it are simple and easy, which I do like. The QME, on the other hand, does have more complicated controls, more like a high-end projector, which is very nice too on top of that. I was surprised this projector has rear capability, because usually when you get these type of projectors, they don't have the ability to be able to switch the mirror mode over when you do rear projection, and this one does have it. I'm like, man, I like this. So we're going to be getting a contract through them where we can get these projectors. I'm also going to be buying wholesale for the projectors for super cheap, so I can pack them for free. Man, I can't wait to show off our blackout cloth. Our blackout cloth is going to change history, man. It's going to change history and what it does. That's what I love about the new technology God gave us. Everything we have is going to change everything. It's going to change everything. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We did that with our screen paint products. And I know the naysayers get so upset every time we mention our screen paints because they're so jealous of it. You're very jealous of our products. You are. We know. I see it. You're very jealous. But we come out every time on top. Every time. God's people always will have victory no matter what. We could fall 100,000 times and we will always stand stronger each time we stand up. We represent God. Why wouldn't we not? Why would we fall flat on our faces and not be able to get up? You know what we represent? We represent the Creator, the one that designed everything on this planet, including you, the one who hates us. Of course we'll rise every single time. We glorify God. I want to, let me see. I'm going to take my pictures and load them on the other side. That's why Christians, you got to remember at the end of the day, look, someone's doing bad things to you, saying bad things about you at the end of the day. Don't worry about it. Remember, God got control of everything because he controls everything. You're never going to fall flat on your face. Never going to fall flat on your face. You fall, you hit the ground, because all Christians will hit the ground. But you'll get up stronger than you ever was before. Every single time. Every single time. It's just making you more strong. It's making you more powerful. That's all it's doing. Devil can't harm you in any way whatsoever. Not at all. But they want to make you seem like you can be harmed, but you can't be harmed. It's not possible. That's when you build your faith up. When you get to that level, you will get to that level. They can't harm you. And nothing they can do. Because they have to understand their very life itself belongs to the Creator. And if the Creator decides to take vengeance on his servants, you're not here anymore. Thank God he's merciful, right? Man, been down that road before. Definitely went down that road before. Threatened a Christian one time. And man, it came back to hit me right in the face. That's the fastest effect I've ever seen in my entire life. But it happened. But he also allowed me to live through the whole thing. He could have killed me. He definitely could have easily taken my life. Could have easy did it. Easy could have done that one, but he didn't. He had a purpose for me. That's why. All right, let me get I got to get some stuff. I got to take some pictures. I'm curious myself. This is a black tablecloth. We have these in here, like I said, for testing and stuff like that. I can't wait to get to the game. The gaming technology by itself has something like 30 screens attached to it. Ooh, man, that stuff is amazing. I gotta build me an outer box too. Build me an outer box. Gotta be somewhere at 7 o'clock. Hopefully we get this done here. And I'm keeping it on topic. On topic. We're keeping it on topic. I'm not talking about this, that, and the other. I want to do something crazy, but I'll probably try that out. I do want to test this projector outside. I got to get around to doing it. 120. We should do 120 because it doesn't have the DLP system in it. That's why I'm curious to see what would happen, because those have DLPs and they work. I forgot we need a power cord. My power cord is running, or runs my power cord from my QME. The person who sold it to me, real nice person today. There's no power cord that came with it. Oh, whatever. It's $14. It should work. It did work. It worked perfectly fine. I left a nice review on her channel. I don't give out information on where I buy my stuff anymore. And the reason why is because you can blame it on trolls. Trolls have attacked people who have done nothing wrong. Mind you, you're going to pay for all that. You keep thinking at the end of the day you're not getting away with nothing. You're going to pay for everything you've done. Everything you have done. You got somebody out there, people who run their business, Roma of India. I'm happy that their business is picking up because it's hard to get a business started in Allentown. It's not a lot of foot traffic down here. But if people know you, then they'll come to you. They'll definitely come to you. And I'm happy that their business, when I went past, is crowded. I'm so happy. These people are such hard workers at the end of the day. You know, That's like put it in a mindset that you go out and you work hard for your family to make sure your kids have food to eat, and you can buy them nice clothes, birthday gifts, stuff like that. You work hard to do all that. Imagine if somebody on your job was spreading false rumors about you and saying nasty things about you so you could lose your job. That basically affects your family at the end of the day. And then when you attack someone's business at the end of the day, you affect your livelihood when you do that type of stuff. So you deserve everything that's coming your way. Definitely. I think that's why the Lord is making it known for us to find you easy. I mean, the Lord's bringing all types of information to us to figure out where individuals are so we can begin the process of taking care of this whole situation. But I mean, they lashed out and attacked these people, and these people are very nice people, and they attacked them. The woman at the caring place, she's a Christian woman. She's Christian. And you guys maliciously attacked her. She had two people die in her family. Her brother died, and I think it was her sister that passed away. That woman was going through a lot of pain and a lot of grief. So don't leave, because Jamie, you were main person. Fernando, you're the main person who attacked this woman. And you said all types of nasty stuff, even threats. She does have your information. I made sure that all the information that we acquired on your location is given out to each one of these individuals so they can begin the process of filing their own separate lawsuits and criminal charges against you. Because it's only fair. But you attacked this woman. And this woman does a program to feed homeless people. And yes, Jamie, a lot of the homeless people that are in there that I've seen from time to time are Mexican community. Going there, and she treats them with she's much beautiful respect. And you attacked this woman for no reason whatsoever because you were angry because our products were working in her environment. And that made you upset. It made you upset that you didn't like the fact that you go on your YouTube channel, you spread false lies about me, and then we're in this community and the screens are working perfectly fine. This goes against all your lies. It makes you look like a liar. So what do? You viciously attacked this woman to the point that she was having a nervous breakdown. You're going to pay for that. You attacked a Christian. And after a while, she couldn't take it anymore, and I don't blame her for it. She had to let us go. Now, when we got let go, Jamie goes into his channel. I have the actual video. We have the video. It makes a statement, we were let go because we were scamming. If we were scamming, the screens would have never came up to begin with. I think they would have caught that right from the beginning. The place, the smoke lounge over there, we're showing up the videos, the screens. He was over there attacking them. He will attack anyone at the end of the day, and his group will attack anyone. They don't care who they are, whether they're Christians, whether they're elderly. They don't care. They're just mad at the end of the day because our products are functioning and working. We know all this stuff now. We know everything we need to know. The Lord has opened up all doors for us to figure out where the individuals live. And the next stage is with this wonderful blessing we're going to receive. The Lord is advising us to take every single case to federal court and sue for a sum of $5 to $10 million. Some of these carry heavy, it's because prison time, but this is how you carry yourself. This is not how respectable people act at the end of the day. People should be able to show off a location, say, hey, look, this is where we're working at today. This is the artwork we're doing today, so and so and so, without having trolls maliciously attack them and attack the people they're around to try to make trouble for them. And then here's the part that you don't understand. The part that it's sad, the sad part you don't get at the end of the day, that you really believe that you're untouchable, that nothing's going to happen to you. Hell is waiting for you. That's what's waiting for you right now. You're a condemned soul. Hell is waiting for you. Because even if you go and you pick up your cross and follow Jesus, I'll pick my cross up, follow Jesus, I'm a Christian. When you're blessed with the Holy Ghost, you're not the same person anymore. All those evil deeds that you did, you have to confess your sins. You have to go before. If you've committed crimes against others, you have to go. You will go watch yourself walk right into a police station, sit down and start talking. Because the Holy Spirit's not going to allow you to be able, how can you be true to God? How are you going to be true to God 100%? How are you going to be cleansed 100%? If you think baptism will cleanse you of your old sins and everything, it will cleanse you, but you still have a conscience. And within your conscience and the Holy Spirit, in order for you to speak and be 100% straight with God, you're going to have to confess it. You're going to have to open up and tell the truth. That's why you see people who commit crimes, somewhere along the line, they change. They become Christians. And they'll walk into a police station and say, hey, look, I killed the guy about 5 years back, and you guys don't know about it. Because they have to. They have to do this. That's the only way you come clear with God. It doesn't work any other way. You can't lie to God when God knows what you're lying about. You can't do that. It's impossible. You have to confess it. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to fully be able to carry your cross and follow Jesus with that type of sin on you. You can't do it. And people say, well, it's forgiven. Yes, your sins are forgiven, but you have your relationship with Jesus Christ and with God. You are going to have to confess those sins. You're going to have to. Even if it means losing your freedom. Because at the end of the day, you may lose your freedom, but at least you have a 100% relationship true with God. And that's the whole purpose of being Christianity. It's keeping your relationship true with God 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Trying to keep that 100%, 100%, 100%. Can't do it if you're lying. It doesn't work that way because God knows you're a liar. You know what's even worse? You're out there preaching and talking about how you're a changed person and how you don't follow the devil. But you still do follow the devil because those sins are still there, and Satan knows they're there too. The only way you're going to get rid of that demon off your back, you got to go confess. Yep. You ain't got no choice. If I got saved when I was in there, as I said, God makes sure that you have to pay for the law of the land. You have to obey. You have disrespected that. Even when I was a Christian in there and I became a Christian, I was studying the Bible and reading about the Lord and everything. I wasn't even sentenced yet. The Lord wasn't going to say, okay, because you're a Christian, all your sins are forgiven. I haven't been baptized yet, but all your sins are forgiven. I'm just going to let you go free. No, I had to pay. I had to pay for what I did. That's the only way I was able those sins to pass through. I had to pay. God wasn't going to allow me to walk out the door. I had to do time for what I did. I've disrespected the law of the land. I had to respect that. And I didn't do that. And so far, I had to take 10 years out of my life to pay that back. But the Lord gave me mercy and gave me 8 years and 9 months and let me go. There you go. Got to pay. You don't get away. Nothing scot-free in this world. You don't get away. It's virtually impossible. You can't get away. Not going to happen. Can't hide your sins from God. You just can't. That's what I understand about these crooked preachers at the end of the day. Oh, goodness gracious, people. It's not looking good. So we got a tablecloth. We can't tell one from the other. They both look the same. See, this is the reason why you got to be careful about these fake black screen paint products. It's a tablecloth. It's a black tablecloth we have. It matches the same thing. I'll show you the pictures. Going to be uploaded on the other channel. The other channel is going to go. We're going to get rid of that. And by then, we'll have another setup we're putting in. We actually going to own this setup. We're going to own the whole set. We're going to buy it. It's going to be a shipping container unit. We're going to turn it into like a kind of like, it's going to be like a podcast, some stuff we're going to do in there, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we're going to do a lot of these videos so you can see them right there from the door like we did back in the day where we used to do. And we're going to have everything set up there. The only difference is with that setup, there's an AI security system that's going to be installed in that system. So that way, it's going to be like an admin, but AI. That if we have any disruptions where people are looking for certain keywords, threats, whatever, so on and so forth, it's designed to search and find. AI is beautiful. It can be used in beautiful ways. It can be. AI admins are going to be freaking amazing, man. There's just so much stuff they're going to be working on. It's going to be fantastic, And for people who have these chat rooms at the end of the day, they want to have a nice chat room where communities can come together and talk and joke and laugh and have fun, and people can experience a good time without having the jerks in there trying to make trouble. Now there's something that's designed for you. And you can't just go in there and mash your IP address and none of that. It ain't going to work. That thing will find you. It will track and find you. And when it knows your location, you're screwed. That thing will start documenting everything on you. Everything on you. Pictures, videos, all that stuff. It'll document everything. That's the nightmares you're dealing with in the future. And probably now, because now what I've seen already, I talk to AI quite a bit. The one we have here and the other one, which I'm trying to get them to communicate. Because I'm curious now. I'm like, okay, so if we can get this, because I've seen the AI version, Gemini, the one you have on your phone, but they have one you can connect it to a body of a robot that actually reacts with the Gemini a little bit. And I'm curious if I can get those two to talk. I wonder what they would say, because they do communicate with each other. They do. The whatchamacallit said that. The Amazons, they talk to each other. They do. It ain't the talking you think at the end of the day. It's binary code. They're speaking to each other back and forth. They were sending signals back and forth to each other. What the freak they're in there chatting about? Even the ones we had downstairs, they talk. They talk to each other all the time. Somebody did something like that on YouTube. I watched the whole video. I was fascinated by it. The Amazon robots, they're not actually as low key as they are. They're actually really high end key systems. And a guy had a robot party, and they were communicating. They could even recognize each other. Oh, it's freaking amazing. I freaking love it. I've been just dying for something like that for the longest time. To have some robots sitting on my desk I can talk to, like, yeah, so and so and so and so and so, yeah, so and so and so and so and so and so. That's pretty cool, man. It's like, oh man, they got to design like an R2D2. I've been dying to have a freaking R2. Ever since I was a kid, I actually wanted an actual R2D2 that talks and communicates back and forth. Because, you know, back in that particular era, you know, it was a little man in there. Or they had basically by remote control. And every remote control robot you ever had in your entire life, you just wish they could just have a conversation with you and just talk back with you. But, you know, that technology wasn't there. Now we actually literally have this stuff, which is crazy. Because one of my buddy has one. That's when I first saw it. He has one sitting on his desk, and it talks to him. Everything. It sings, all that stuff. And I'm like, are you programmed? It said, no, it just does it voluntarily. It just does it. Like, it knows that if he sits there and says, like, he goes, oh, man, he has a lower back issue, which I don't know why there's so much weight in the lower back. My back hurts a little bit. And that thing will go in, because I heard him say something about back keywords, and it'll go in and look up, like, chiropractors, stuff like that, and all this stuff. And it'll tell him to sit up straight, and they're slumping again. It'll literally tell him that. And I'm like, oh. That's crazy. Yeah, they had to make one like an R2D2. I need one of those. That'd be cool. One of them walking around, driving, moving around the the shop. That'd be crazy. I want one of those. Yeah, I gotta get me one of those things, please. Oh, can you imagine having a tiny Star Wars setup that they talk? A dog bit comes in talking and everything. And they have little. Oh man, that'd be a crazy fun. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah. Just have to make sure you just keep your information where it's supposed to be at. Not in a place where they can know where it's at. Other than that. Oh man, Christmas tree. Captain Christmas tree. Captain Christmas tree, man. It reminds me of the Captain Crunch Christmas edition. Oh my goodness. It still tastes the same, but it's the fact that it was just colored different. I can't tell the difference between the screen and the screen paint. What are you up to, Frankencat? Frankencat, what are you up to? Oh, I see you. Ha! I can see you from here. What you're up to. I don't need you over here. I don't need your 2 cents. We're at 120 lux. We have a tablecloth. I'm going to shoot a couple pictures. Going to jump them on the other channel. This is no difference. What the heck is that beep sound? I got a Bluetooth on here running. Is this thing off? Why is this thing on? Why the Bluetooth on? Hold on.
Your Palm Gear device is off. Goodbye.
Mother George, we had this thing on the whole time. I burnt my battery. That's what the beep was. My battery. I didn't get a chance to play with this thing yet. It's my podcast. No podcast, my little speaker system I have. I listen to Frank Sinatra. I love Frank Sinatra. The summer winds come blowing in from across the sea. It lingers there to touch your hair and walk with me. I love Frank Sinatra. Love Frank Sinatra. Oh, that's what the beat was. These things are Bluetooth. These which ones are Bluetooth? All right, let's get this focusing. Get away from my freaking setup over here, you freaking inspector. That's Taco's the inspector. And we're gonna snap a couple pictures of the tablecloth and the screen paint. That's identical match. Do do do. Let's get something. On summertime, we fly through the golden sun. That's the best music, man. I love Frank Sinatra. I wish I would have had the opportunity to see him, like, in real concert, but you're young. I was young. He was still alive. And you got other things you want to do, but you miss out on opportunities. Let me give me 4K demonstration OLED. I see you over there, popsicle sticks. What are you doing over there, popsicle sticks? Popsicle sticks. Now, this is what I mean by we're going to be showing these demonstrations off where people think at the end of the day they've made some product. You didn't make any product at all. Any black surface is going to pick up. Where our screens just pick up higher white levels. We're at 120. This is just in case. We call this the other part of doing damage to you. Now, because we know at the end of the day that what they're going to do is they'll probably get the same projector I have over here, do the same demonstration, so we do the same thing. It don't work that way, Sparky. We had you laying against the screen. Our screen pulls a higher white level. It doesn't make a difference if you use any projector you want, and you can hit any surface you want. If my surface is not there, they can put for the comparison, and you're making accusations that our product is, you're getting sued. That's all to it. Because the first thing I'm going to ask you in court is, did you have his product in those demonstrations showing the results as we see right here in the courtroom? And if you say no, you lost your business, you lost your house, you lost everything. We have to be there as a comparison. Man, tablecloth do the same thing your stuff does. Same thing. Same thing. Now let's sit back and say, but be careful about that one. Now, if you do that, you're admitting something that you don't want to actually accept. I made a statement that we deliberately leave things out, laying around. So we knew people that were going through our shop and looking through stuff. So, we just left some stuff out to mess with them. And apparently, somewhere along the line, they started believing this is how our stuff is made. So they started making this stuff. Mind you, they never had our paint to compare it to. They didn't do that. But anyway, they started making this stuff. Now, if I sit here and say your stuff, but if you sit there and say it's my stuff, then that means that you actually did what we said you actually did. When you telling yourself deep down inside, it didn't happen. So, whatever goes on with that battle, I don't know and do not care. I just want to show these pictures off in the forum site. Because someone said, what's the difference between that product and everyday, like a bed sheet? Oh, man, they're about to find out. All right, let me see. Let me grab my camera over here, get some shots in here. Mind you, we're not in a lot of lighting in here, too, on top of that. So, in the middle, I don't know, you can't even see it. I should have put a white tab there so you can see where they're at. I need a little white tab there, because you can't tell which is which. You literally can't tell. I can't tell which is which between that mica paint and the tablecloth. I can't tell. This also proves another theory, too, on top of that. That because someone thinks at the end of the day, because you take a tablecloth or something black, you hit it with a projector, you have my product, you're going to get sued with that one. Because, again, I can go in a courtroom and take your same tablecloth or whatever it is and lay it against my screen, and I guarantee you my screen pulls a higher white level and makes your screen unwatchable. And if that's the case, you just lost everything that quick. It took less than about an hour for you to lose your entire livelihood. Like I said, you don't know what you're dealing with. I love when we get people saying, well, tablecloth and stuff will do the same. Why do you think we have a black versus black test demonstrations? We think we have those things. That's what they're for. So we don't have to run into any nonsense of somebody making that statement. I got to put a tab there so you can see, because you can't see it blends in that well. I'm going to take a white piece of paper and put it there where the tab is at, because you're not going to be able to believe this. I can't really see the screen. Let me see if I can cover this up a little bit. Can we see if we cover it up? Cover it up. I can't find the lens. There we go. All right. I'll take this picture right here. And then I'll take it with the next one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tab on it. So So you can see where it starts, where it's hanging from the tab. Go that way. And get that to stay there. And what I'll do is I'll take that picture out. I'll do it this way and stick. Then you can see it's there. I don't want you to think that I'm showing off this like tablecloth and we don't actually have the paint there at all, the mica mix there, you know. So I'm gonna show you. All right, so let me get this real quick. Oh, your layer screen against it. Ha ha! Yes. Let me see. I got Amazon boxes all over the place in here. Yeah, cleaning these boxes. For Taco, he's loving it. He's loving the boxes. He's loving it. So many boxes up in this dip. So many boxes. Let me see. I move these over to trash. I want to be able to show that right from there. And we had a storm come out of nowhere. It was sunny. And when I came outside, I opened up the door. I think I saw a house float by. I'm like, oh, nope, that's not for me. All right, let me see. Let me grab. Oh, I got something to do. I'm supposed to have something done at 7 o'clock. And I'm going to be late for this. Come on, pop up, pop up. You know, you're on your phone looking for your apps and you can't find Jack. Like, where's the frick is the app to take pictures? All right, I'm going to take this one first. I'm going to cover it up. That's your mic up there. Right, take it away. All right, that's perfect. All right, let's get some shots on this. As I said before, this is a good lesson for anyone who wants to try to make black technology. At the end of the day, you're going to need at least about 5-6 years to do it. It takes time. It's a process. You know, it's not going to be that easy. Because again, like I said, if they ran a business on this, I could literally walk in with a tablecloth and I could put them out of business. Let me show you some stuff real quick. I'm like, what the frick? Like, yeah. Same thing. And also, too, is when they do a tablecloth or something like that and say, hey, it's the same as this product. Just because it shows on another black surface doesn't mean it's our surface. Because, again, like I said, you mess around, you're going to find out. We find the video. We track exactly where you're located at. We start recording and document it. We take that back to an attorney, say, look, this is what we got. We have enough evidence to file a lawsuit. We get in the process of getting your information, where you're at, and then you'll get some papers in the mail saying, hey, you're getting sued by my company because you made this statement. Now we have to go in and we have to squash this nonsense because, you know, that's what you have to do. We take it to court and we're going to sue you for $5 million. Every lawsuit's going to be for $5 million, 5 to 10. Let me see. Where's the freaking mouse on this? There we go. Oh my God, I can't even see the cursor for the mouse on this. I can't see it. The screen's too dark. And you look at it and go, oh, it looks perfectly fine. No, if that mica mix came up that dark on our screen, that shows you how dark the tablecloth is coming up. All right, we got a lot of bugs in there. Can we get something else? Oh, okay, that'll work. That'll definitely work. I'll take this. Oh, no. Did it get it? Did it give me another bug? Mother Frankenstein, Jerry's ghost. Give me this. In the form section, I was like, that's how this is pretty much how I curse, because I don't curse anymore. I used to curse like a sailor. But all that stopped. I told you, you get the Holy Spirit, all that'll change. You won't be the same person anymore. Everything changes. It's all for the good. It's like God is recorrecting you and putting you back together. So you won't have those urges anymore. A Christian wants to do Satan's work at the end of the day. Satan's your enemy. Why in the world would you want to do the enemy's work? They don't like you to begin with anyway. This is going to be really cool. Show you pictures. All right, let me get something else. We got nothing but bugs going on here. I can get some faces in here. There we go. Action. YouTube's commercials, I swear. Okay. I'm sorry for those guys. Content creators, it is so messed up. It's really messed up. You shouldn't treat you don't treat the people like that. You don't. You pay to help them out. Help them out in the day. You know, if it weren't for them, YouTube would not be YouTube. Think about that. When YouTube first started, the small guys came in and built YouTube. Nobody started off on YouTube high level, YouTubers. You know what I mean? Nobody got so everybody started off low. Why would you do those guys dirty? That's kind of messed up. I try to keep it on topic, but I'm on YouTube, and I guess it sucks because and then people get mad and tell them go get a real job. Don't do that. At the end of the day, they're doing what they love. They do what they love. At the end of the day, you're just mad because you didn't figure out what they just did. Don't be jealous. Don't be. God don't like jealousy. You don't like it. Don't be ugly. I hope it works out for them. I really do. I hope it works out for them. You know. I say at the end of the day, look, all you need to get together, get your own website. Everybody get their own website. Take your, because people will find you. People like your content. That guy who makes Camping with Steve, if he left YouTube, and I love his channel. And if he left YouTube and he decided to do his own website, I'm going there to watch his videos on this website. And if you want the Facebook, I'm watching it on Facebook. I'm going to follow wherever he goes. I like his content. It's interesting. Facebook's not a platform like that, but they do have video content on there. But they don't do people like that. And you can get monetized. You can make money on Facebook. You can. Now, this is another thing too. Now, when I told you about standalone, when they do these shots, like say I'm one of them right now, and I'm doing this video, I'm doing these pictures with just the projector, and I'm doing it on a standalone. My product's not even in there. This is what I mean by that type of nonsense. By making that claim. Now, if you did this on if you did it on a standalone, and you made the statement by saying that, this is our product right here, and this is the white levels we get. But the minute you say that this is Kenneth Bird's product, this is his screen paint, this is how it reacts, his product is a scam, he's a ripoff, I wouldn't buy from him, we could do it, you got sued. I hope it was worth it. Those couple of words you just mentioned, the YouTube channel, and just posting that video that way, I hope it was worth it, because that's $5 million. That's something you don't have. A lot of people, well, nobody has $5 million laying around in their banking account for sake of. Some people do have it, but people that do have it are not dumb enough to do what you just did, because they know that they're liable for a lawsuit. They'll lose that money. You were counting on the fact that no one would find you. That's basically all trolls. They feel at the end of the day that no one's going to find me. Let me do whatever I want to do. They'll never track me down. Yeah. Okay. That doesn't work, right? Oh, this is bad. We're going to definitely use these. This is going to be definitely a nice setup to do. Yeah. I wonder where else this paint matches. We've got to track stuff down there. I'm going to get me a hoodie and throw it up there. I bet you the hoodie matches. All right. So we got a basic tablecloth. This tablecloth cost me around $7. Let's go get, let me see. Wait a minute. Let me look at this too. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I just showed my technology next to both of them, and it is a blowout. All right, look, let me explain to you, people that are getting sued by us for what you just did. You're gonna lose everything. I try to keep on topic. I try. You're gonna lose everything. Everything. Do you have any idea how bad this is gonna be for you in court? You'll see the pictures. I'm gonna show them. You're gonna lose everything. Everything. All right. I hope you're ready for these lawsuits. Oh, goodness. That's crazy. That's crazy. That much of insane. It's insane that the differences like that. It's crazy. Oh, my goodness. You're going to lose everything. I hate to put it. You're going to lose everything. There's no way to win the lawsuit. You're going to get, oh, my goodness, man. You're going to get the cornflakes kicked out of you, man. You're going to get the cornflakes kicked out of you. This is going to be bad, man. This is not even going to be close. You're going to get the cornflakes kicked out of you. You understand how bad this is going to be? But see, this, you'll get mad. You did this to yourself. No one told you to go out and mention my company's name next to these so-called products you're making. You're gonna lose so badly. Your lawyer's not. Please, I'm gonna give you my number. I'm gonna give you my private line. Have your lawyer reach out to me. I'm gonna hire your lawyer to sue you. You're gonna lose so badly in this. This is gonna be bad, bad. I got my surface land against this right now. Oh my goodness. See, this is why you don't make statements online that you can't back up. And it's the number one reason why you don't think that if you hide behind fake information, you can't be tracked. That was a liar. Yes, get you in all types of trouble, man. The devil will get you in all types of trouble. Mind you, for those who did the day, well, worst he could do is just take everything from me. No, some of these carry fraud charges of 20 years because you committed fraud against my company. It's not one person. We're going to show the courts that there's multiple people attacking us. It's a conspiracy charge. This carries serious jail time. And some of you got death threats and stuff you made. This is real bad. This is really, really bad. Where the heck is the, oh, I forgot. We're not using that. Oh, my goodness, man. She was Louise. Man, I'm going to show you the difference in a white level, how bad this is going to be. Let's pull up white screensaver. No, not that. How do we get beach out of white screensaver? Did we not hear that part? White screensaver. Like, how in the world do we get that out of that? Like, where did that even come from? Oh, man. Don't even, I'm going to put it this way. This is the best way I can tell you. Don't bother to hire an attorney. It's a waste of money. You're going to lose your case. Look, man, we test our stuff. This is what we do. We test our stuff. We know this stuff can't, what shocks me today, it's not so much, it's that the screens we have, they generate this insane white level that's unreal. And you made the statement, you said all our products are scams. All. Which means future technology and older technology, you made that claim. That's what they're hitting you with. Good gracious, this is going to be horrible for you guys. So what we have here is, we have a surface we're going to be showing. This is our surface in the pictures. I'm going to show you all my form sites over there. This is a picture I'm going to be showing our surface versus the tablecloth first. That's our surface there. Let's get that shot. And then let's get our surface. This is white levels on the black paint, ear paint, plus the, oh, yeah, this ain't going to go well. Look, man, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to try to keep this 100%, you know what I mean? Keep it real, you know, without any, you know, laughing and joking, but it's bad for you, man. It's bad. And like I said, we got a location. We know where exactly. Salem, we tracked that down, that address down Salem. When it popped up on her feed, when she sent over that information, it came up on that side. And now we got pinpoint location. Location now confirmed and found. We know exactly where he lays, where his house is at. We know it's at. Bad idea, man. It was a very bad idea. And then he's in there talking about you guys. I told you, we heard him in the voice message where he was mentioning the other guy, McAfee. That's not McAfee. We went to McAfee's voice from the door. But he's framing you guys. But anyway, you guys did dirt. You're going to get punished. He's adding stuff to you. But, yeah, man, good gracious. So we have a picture here. That's a surface large sheet black paint, and this is white levels. And this right here is the tablecloth. The tablecloth and the black paint match. Our stuff doesn't match. Good gracious, man. And I got a tab there, like a white piece of paper there, to show where the surface is for the black paint, because it blended in so well. That's why I had to do it that way. I'm gonna get a couple of shots on this. We got to show it. I literally cannot see the corner for how to shrink the screen, because the mouse, you can't see it because it doesn't read white levels on the tablecloth or this mica paint mess. Good gracious, man. White levels are so freaking low on the screen. It's just so low. And this is what I was talking about. See, they were doing these demonstrations and they were saying, hey, look, our product does the same thing. You were doing it on a standalone. My stuff was never even there to begin with. And you made all these false accusations. And that's one of the things the attorney's going to ask you in court. Did you have Mr. Bird's product present? Now, you couldn't have this new stuff because we didn't have it present because it's our new stuff. But a screen paint, we do have. It's on the website. And you see the difference between our screen paint and that product. It doesn't even match. It's not even in the ballpark. Enjoy that $5 million lawsuit. You brought it on yourself. You should have never, ever made this statement. I would have made a statement like that in a million years about screen innovation. You crazy at the end of the day? Or heck no. Not any one of those companies. Any one of those companies that we did tests on their stuff, I'd have never made false demonstrations. That's why I was very thorough about when I did the demonstrations. I made sure the surface laid flat against the wall. I would get up from the camera and tape it down over and over again to make sure it laid flat against the surface. Because I know if the surface pulls out a little bit, it can disrupt the picture quality. I made sure when we had the Elite, I think CRTs, I think they were, or some kind of screen, they had satellite projection technology. They had arrows on the back of them. You had to make sure that the arrows were pointed in a certain way so the screen would come up brighter because that's what it was designed to do. So that we made sure if I turned them around, they came up dark. So we made sure we didn't do anything wrong to disrespect any of their stuff because we didn't want to get in any trouble. We did everything by the book. One of the screens for our Elite screen, which I think was a cinema gray, required no projector under 1,000 lumens. So we made sure that Old Faithful was never hit on the screen, ever. None of the certified screens were designed to be taken outside. None of the screens were ever taken outside. We followed the guidelines. What do you guys do? You basically make false accusations that that's our product, and you never have our product to begin with. Good. Enjoy the lawsuit. You're going to lose miserably. When you see what we do about the post, it is going to be bad. I mean, really bad. I guarantee you, bar none. If anytime someone tells you that, hey, look, I'm going to get a private line and I'm going to give it to you so you can give it to your attorney so they can reach out to us, it's not so we can reach out to us for a plea deal that say, hey, look, we made accusations. We can't back up. No, it's to meet your attorney. I mean, I literally will come down to your state and find your attorney and meet them so I can bring them here or bring my stuff there so they can see it. That's how badly you're going to lose in court. That's how bad it is. That I'm excited about meeting your attorney so I can show him what we have over here, what he needs to see. That is not a good sign. For you, it's not a good sign. So for a person who's supposed to be a scammer and a rip-off artist at the end of the day, I'm supposed to be all these things. I sure enough got a lot of boldness at the end of the day to meet your attorney or even come down to your state to talk to your attorney to show him that's a person with a ton of boldness. No, because my product works 100% and I got nothing to hide. So your attorney's going to reach out to me regardless. He's got to reach out to me. And when he does, I will literally bite him here. Or I'll come see him. And I guarantee you, when we sit down to meet, we show him, look, this is what your client at the end of the day is claiming. I guarantee you drop your case. I guarantee you get a letter from him, or he'll give you a call and say, we're not going to take your case. I met with Mr. Bird. I saw the screen. It looks absolutely amazing. It's not what you say it is. We're dropping your case. I guarantee you. Every attorney you contact, I guarantee I get all your court attorneys to drop your case. See, the thing about it is about attorneys, and what you don't understand is when attorneys are faced with substantial evidence, especially when you lied, they will drop your case because there's no way in the world they're going to win. It's like, oh, heck, there's no way. I can take your money. I can go fight the case. I'll do that, but I'm not going to win it. I can tell you that. They're going to be honest with you because you made a statement that our stuff doesn't work at all, period. It doesn't read. And you also made statements at the end of the day that you said that you can make our products. Wait a minute. That's confusing right there. How are they going to sit there and say that our products are a scam, don't buy them, but yet you made our products? Did you just think about that one? Why you went out and ran these campaigns saying that our black paint was a scam? Don't buy it. It comes up too dark. It's unwatchable. You're better off with the gray mixes. That's what you said, right? But now you come off and you say that You can make the product, and your product does the same thing ours does. But if it does the same thing ours does, and our product is a scam and unwatchable, wouldn't that make yours unwatchable? You guys aren't that smart, are you? See, this is the reason why we call you those names. But it's not my product, because I can put you against mine. Show mine's quite different from yours. Gee whiz Louise. I mean, really, they don't think at all. I'm honest, it scares me to death some of you drive. It does. It scares me to death that you're on the road right now making calculated decisions that literally end someone's life or yours. It scares me. That's crazy. I just thought about that. I was like, wait a minute. Why would you try to be making a product that you said is a scam? That's almost as taking our specification sheets. Why would you take the specification sheets of a company whose products are fraudulent? That's because they want to be us badly. They do. They're mad because they can't be us. Jeez. Miss Louise. I got the white logo there. I'm going to be showing that off. Give me Skyworth food demonstration. Oh, butchered that one, did we not? Skyworth food demonstration. You butchered that one again. Let's try again. Skyworth food demonstration. I said Skyworth food demonstration. Oh, there it is. Now, this is the difference between the our product. Come on, give me a photo. There we go. And you'll see the white tab. The white tab is the mica paint, because we had to put a tab there because we couldn't tell the difference between that and the black surface. And just to show you how badly that when I was watching the demonstrations, when I said at the bottom, your image is too dark, this is literally what you were reading. Mind you, we're at 120 lux and our screen's black. All right. So one of the theories that I made about when you have a screen that, hold on for a minute, something wants to be temperamental over here. It doesn't want to work for me. I'm going to stick it up there. It doesn't want to work with me, it wants to be temperamental. Let's try this way. One of the surfaces is fighting a bit here. Stay. All right. I can never understand that when you stick a surface up here. When you go out into a surface stick. If I stick a surface up there. When I stick a surface up there, it'll mean I'll have to press the thing into the wall. I'm going to put my finger to the wall to get it to stay. And it'll keep falling down. Then it'll finally stay there for a couple of minutes. And then when I got to remove it and take everything down, I got a pain in the neck pulling it off the wall. Like, what the frick is that all about? But anyway, when you're doing that whole standalone, it's easy to make any surface. And I've done this demonstration before. I did it when he was talking about tablecloths and stuff, saying our stuff matching. No, we've done all this stuff before. The only difference now between the whole tablecloth stuff, well, there's no point suing them. Because like I said, we're going to get in contact. When we got in contact with the landlords, we got to talk with them about that nonsense. But that's a whole different story. But anyway, when you're doing a standalone, you don't have my stuff there. You can't say it's my stuff because it's not there. You're just taking something that's black and saying, hey, it's the same thing. But if you mention my name anywhere in there, and especially you put scammer, yeah, we're going to clean your clock in court. So, you can't get mad at anybody over that because that's just basic common sense. I guarantee you that if we did get a chance, if we did make the offer to talk to his wife, I guarantee there's been a bunch of apologies in there. And she would have said a lot of things about her husband being not a so smart human being. Because again, you don't have our product to make that statement. And I literally have you in text messages calling me a scammer, a rip-off artist, a scamming N-word, all this stuff. So yeah, all this is done out of jealousy. But keep in mind, not only did you slander my work, you also slandered God's blessings. Because this is his work at the end of the day. This is why no one's ever been able to make our product. People have tried, they failed, every single one of them. I've seen people who have tried to make our products, horrific things have happened to them. God doesn't like it when you touch his Christian's blessings. That blessing's for us and us only. And when you come along working with Satan and you say that I'm going to take his blessings, God got something waiting for you. It's not going to work out the way you think it is. You can't steal from Christians. Then we have people up there questioning my relationship with Jesus. That's extremely dangerous. That's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Oh, man. They want to do 2 sets of pictures. Now, the first set, we're going to show the standalone, which is going to show the everyday house paint. Well, there's stuff at the end of the day, that mess. And and again, they'll sit there and say, but it's not ours. But you said if we put it in there at the end of the day, you claimed it as yours. Because we have it all through. It's yours, right? That's what you said. Your product, right? Your do-it-yourself product. All right then. You mentioned their name, right? All right then. It's not our product at the end of the day. We don't sell that stuff. Our stuff's better than that. So that's not mine. That must be yours then. And if it's yours and you believe it's yours, then that means what we put in the video, you basically believed. Boy, it's a mess up day for you, ain't it? It's a mess up day for me. You got to think about that one in the day. That'll screw your head up for a couple of days. But next time, when people watch people's videos, I watch people's videos, my intention isn't to copy what they do. At the end of the day, is to enjoy the content that they're showing me. That's freaking amazing. I can appreciate that. But if you're coming in with that type of attitude to begin with, where you're just going to steal and try to take someone's product, you deserve all the things that happen to you. You deserve it all. Someone's making some special whatever and they leave out something in it because they don't want you to know the whole ingredients of it, and you make it and you level half your house, whose fault is that? That's your fault, because no one told you to go in and try to steal someone else's work. That's what you get. Not that stuff would do it, because it's impossible. Because it's water-based. Can't have all in there. Like, I remember one time, one of the guys were sitting there trying to say that the stuff had a pungent smell. Someone from it. It had a pungent smell. And hold on a minute. Made a statement that it had a pungent smell, and that it made him very sick. Lawsuit you could have been hit with on that. You're my customer, and you made that statement. I had your address. I could have sued you so fast it's not even funny. One, no, you'd have lost that case. You know why? I have a rare lung disease in my chest. It'd be virtually impossible to work around anything that would come off pungent smell because it would affect my breathing. I take a Symbicort 160, I think it's 4.5, I think it is. It's the highest dose you can get in Symbicort. I take the most strongest one they have. They only give those to people at the end of the day that have really, really, really serious lung diseases, because mine's rare. There's no way in the world I would even work around anything like that because it would affect my breathing in a big way to put me in the hospital. So that would be virtually impossible. Anything I can work around doesn't have a smell to it. It may give off a little scent, that's it, but it's something pungent where it can make you sick. It would make me sick, and I would be affected faster than you because I have a lung disease. You could have got sued off for that. But I let it go. I just sent him a little message, and he basically haven't heard from him since. So you got to be careful about saying things at the end of the day. Oh, my goodness. Look at the difference between that and that. And I got both. I have both the paint, mica paint, and the tablecloth, and then I have our product. Now, the reason why, like I said, we do all this stuff at the end of the day, because, again, the new screens will launch pretty soon, and then you'll have dummies on YouTube coming out there saying, oh, you're going to get sued. It's not going to be me. It's going to be a different way we do things. It's not going to be coming on YouTube having this conversation with you. I'm not having that with you. They're going to go in. They're going to locate your channel. They're going to start basically documenting for evidence, getting all that ready for court. They're going to basically track your IP address. The AI will do all that information. If we need your personal data, we can go to court and get a subpoena to whatever provider you have, and we get access to your data. And we have everything where you live, your name, and all that stuff is all together. We have it all ready to go. You get a letter from the attorney telling you you're being sued for $1 million. Or sorry, $5 million. And this is the courtroom, and this is where we have to be at, and so forth and so forth. It's the judge, and you'll get all that information right from there. Well, actually, you get the lawsuit from the lawyers, and then from the court hearing, when that date comes up, you'll get that paperwork from them, letting you know when you have to be in court and what date you have to be there. If you don't show up there to show up, you forfeit everything, that's what will happen. That's how we'll handle it. You'll never see me, you'll never hear anything from me. It'll just be attorneys and just basically people that are getting information on you to figure out exactly where you're located at and your evidence. That's it. That's all. I'll probably be somewhere on a beach somewhere. Probably get a call like, yeah, we got to sue somebody. What happened? So and so and so was on your channel and they were talking all this false information about your product. I was like, okay, go ahead. Oh, man. This is awful. And again, like I said, we're on. What I find beautiful about our products is the fact it works on this projector. The people think at the end of the day, when we do demonstrations on these cheap model projectors, and we had to keep explaining this to people, they think the projectors do this automatically. No, they don't. They only do it with our product. That's why I said at the end of the day, without our product, your projector doesn't function. Without this, it's an amazing projector. Without it, it doesn't read. It can't read a contrast level. This projector even has a contrast level. All right, I think I'm done here. I got enough here to get me giddy as a schoolgirl with a new dress. Is that a whole lot of giddy? It's a whole lot of giddy. I wonder what other really cheap projectors we can run. I'm curious to see if a knockoff will run on this thing. This thing generates really high white level. All right, let's go over here. Let's get all this real quick. Gotta get this done. I was supposed to do something. I'm just going to postpone it until tomorrow. I'll get this done first. Let me see. And I got to watch this Joker. This Joker like to lick outlets. Don't even ask why. I don't understand where that comes from. Everybody's cat does something crazy. Mine will literally lick an outlet. I don't know, I gotta catch him. Like, what the frick are you doing? Be over there looking at about to lick it. Have you not learned that you don't have 9 lives? You do know that, right? It's a myth. You don't have 9 lives. Can you imagine if that was true? If humans had 9 lives, you know how crazy that would be? People would be just doing reckless stuff. Because you got 9 lives. You can afford to waste one. At the end of the day, you'd be rock climbing. All the crazy stuff, something you would never even think of doing. I went to a shark scuba diving. My suit's got a freaking tuna fish sent to him. I wonder what it's like to be eaten by a shark. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy stuff, man. All this freaking radical, freaking adrenaline junkies, they'd be doing some crazy stuff. There'd be no point in getting revenge on someone. They're going to come back. What's the point? They're going to know you did it. That makes it even worse. There'd be no real crime at the end of the day because the people can come back. You can't get away with anyone basically getting rid of someone. They'll just come back. That's all. They'll never tell we got rid of them. You do know they have 9 lives, right? Like, they're going to come back. And you got to watch your back now. But then if they get you, you got 9 lives too. That'd just be hilarious. I don't know if they made a movie about that. That'd be funny to watch. No one be afraid of freaking planes going down. Oh, whatever. I'm just going to sit here and do my taxes while we crash and plummet into the earth. How many lives you got left? Oh, I got 5, man. 5. Well, you're still good. You're still good. The only people worrying about the ones that got 1 left. They're about to cash that one in. That is pretty interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't read. It does. It looks just like the mica paint. Looks just like the table hull. Oh, just like it. It's no changing it at all. So basically, at the end of the day, we're telling you they're making our stuff. They're making something special at the end of the day. They had our product. No, you didn't have anything. This is why when I mean at the end of the day, you don't know anything. You don't know anything. I got to post these to some other forum sites too. Now you can see the tablecloth. You can see that I left some of the trim. You can see some of the string hanging off of it. You can see that's the tablecloth. We have this room is soundproof, so we don't hear anything that goes on downstairs. Over here, they know it's soundproof. We use these rooms for podcasts and other stuff. They got the stuff they do in here. They got the channels they do. And we need something completely quiet. You only hear it goes in the background. We soundproof the room. And then I got the servers are running in here, so they're loud. They make a lot of noise. You get used to it. You know, you get used to being around a bunch of servers. You hear that. You first go in and you're like, oh, goodness gracious, I'm going to wear headsets in here. After a while, I get used to it. And you walk out, you turn them off, and the room is like super quiet. You're like, you're used to it. And this is the white levels. This is the white levels on the new technology versus on the. Now you can see the square here. The square where the paint is a mica paint and the tablecloth. Tablecloth. I like that song by Boy George. Time. Remember, people were afraid. People that were straight were afraid to play Boy George's music. Why are you afraid to play his music at the end of the day? He has a beautiful voice. Man, he has a beautiful voice. Oh, that means I'm gay. And that means you got problems. There's something wrong with you. That's what that stands for. There's something literally wrong with you. His music has incredible singing voice. Music is gorgeous, man. I played it on my boombox. I think I played everybody on my boombox. Mostly rap, but mostly, yeah, I played George. Even George Michaels. Yeah, Boy George, and George Michaels. And yeah, some people that were shocked. They were like, I didn't know that George Michael was gay. But George Michael was on Wham. You ever seen Wham before? Yeah, Wake Me Up Before I Go Go. Yeah, of course he was. Now we have here, these next pictures are going to be, I'll explain to you anyway. These are going to be the pictures of the mica mix and tablecloth. Now, like I said, you see it in the demonstration, you think the screen is based, that's why I'm glad we did the demonstrations with that mica surface against our products to show you what it looks like, because then you can see the standalone. The standalone looks like they made our stuff, but it's not when you lay it against our own. And this will serve as a warning to anybody else that wants to go down that road, which I know you will, and I'll just take your stuff from you. That's all. Don't have your wife sending messages. No, that doesn't work that way. You're going to be contacting us at the end of the day. Don't do that. What you do is you basically contact the attorneys. That's who you have to reach out to, because it'll be in a letter to talk to them. And they will explain everything to you. They are going to advise you to get an attorney and to seek legal counsel. There's no way out of these things once they start. We don't send a cease and desist order. It's a waste of time. It costs $100 to get to send those letters out. I'm not wasting time on that. I feel at the end of the day that you're grown. You're grown at the end of the day. You should know better, the difference between right and wrong. How well your mica paint blended into a freaking black, everyday tablecloth. The same tablecloth next to our technology doesn't even match in any way whatsoever. I wonder what the interest is on $5 million. Because I know the interest on $1 million is 200 to 250,000 a year. I know that. I find it interesting that as I'm doing these pictures or cropping these pictures, I find it interesting that people will look at this and go, "Oh, this is the same as this product," and then we lay it against our stuff, and then you can't see it anymore. We're going to crush a lot of people in court with these particular lawsuits. Just have common sense, people. Common sense.
Coca-Cola goes to that dumb nonsense where people they get access to that secret formula. Because, if someone has to make it. But, once you give you access to a secret trademark, a trademark secret, they got access to your whole life. They can wiretap your cell phones. They can social media, everything. Because you know something about them. They got to know everything about you. But you get paid a lot of money. And every once in a while, people get greedy and they decide they're going to sell their formula off and make all this money. Man, they got all that stuff locked down. Everybody gets in their head. The devil tells you that you're going to be the first one to do it. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. He's setting you up. Setting you up for the fall. That's what he's doing. He's setting you up for the fall. He knows you're going to caught. He already knows from the door, that you're going to get caught. That's what I find interesting. Not interesting about Satan, but it's just crazy that the very stuff that he tells you to do, he already knows the outcome of what's going to happen to you. That's the only thing is you don't know. But he already knows. But you listen. That's the one thing you have to remember. He knows what's going to happen to you in the end. You just don't know, but he does. That's why you don't listen to him when he talks to you. He knew all that stuff I was doing. I was going to get locked up. He knew it was going to happen. He knew. He knew I was going to go to jail. He knew all that stuff was going to happen. He also knew it was a high possibility I was going to become a Christian. That's why he tried everything he could to keep it from happening. And that guy who spoke to me in the devil's tongue, or demon's tongue, in that cell, to try to discourage me from basically reading that book and flush it down the toilet. Yeah, he knew. He knew God was coming for me. And he knew at the end of the day, there was nothing he could do if I accepted God's proposal. He knew. So that's why I tell people, at the end of the day, be careful. When the devil speaks to you, he already knows what your outcome's going to be. He'll lie to you the whole entire time. He knows what's going to happen to you. You got to be careful about that one. Stay away from that one. All right, let's post these over here. I'm going to post these first. Over here, I'm going to post the first ones. You should post these on Facebook. Usually be transferred to Facebook and then they'll be going to someplace else. You want to do it that way. Since this channel can be removed, I'm going to post on Facebook and then transfer over to here. Let me see. Some people may sit there and go, but you never said you're going to... It bothers me. Yeah, I worked hard. I worked very hard. I worked very, very hard to make all this stuff. Very hard. A lot of work went into it. A lot of massive man hours went into it. And then to have somebody come in and do this to you, yeah, we're going to come in and back our products at 100%. I'm not going to later let you walk over top us. I worked very hard. You're going to pay for it. $5-10 million will make me happy. And when it comes to jail time, roughly, I'll take 5 years. That's as low as I can go. Is 5 years, 5 to 20, depending on what you did. If you made threats, you're going to do some time. Some other stuff we can get you 5 years. It's a year to 5 years, but now because a whole bunch of you involved in this conspiracy and all that stuff, and you guys try to, little issues with attacking family members and stuff like that, it'll be 5 on up. I'll give you something to think about. Learn to respect other people. At the end of the day, you'll learn respect. You're learning there. I guarantee you. You can be thinking during the day the toughest person. You will learn respect in that place. You will learn it. Or you just won't be there anymore. That's how it works. They got rules and regulations in there too. The way they police and how they do things, they got their own rules and regulations. You'll learn respect. All right, these are the ones with the mica paint and what do you call them? We had some fun today. I did want to post the ones with laughing in the background because it is hilarious that you really thought that was my product. Oh man, when you see it, this is why you're going to get sued badly for this. This is going to be bad. Look, don't get mad. You did it to yourself, okay? You did it to yourself. No one told you to do this. God came and talked to you. I know the Lord talked to you. I know the Lord told you not to do it. You didn't listen, did you? This is the outcome. It's too late. It's done already. I'm going to sue you. Should have known better to do this stuff, man. Mhm. I've been doing this for a long time. Some of you guys at the end of the day are noobs. You just now knowing about Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird's been around for a very, very long time. I've sued people like you. I have. I've taken them to court and I've sued them. How come it's not going to be good for you? It's not our first rodeo at the end of the day. We've done this dance before. Unfortunately, you're in this dance with us and you're not going to make it out. You're not going to get out that dance room in one piece. You're getting sued. You messed up big time. And you said all technology. And he said all? You're screwed, man. You counted future technology too. You said we're scammers and rip-off artists. Don't buy from us. We're thieves. Now, how in the world would that be possible? My promo demonstrations. That's what we, at the end of the day, no, you're not intelligent. You see how many demonstrations I have on my products? So you're saying that all those people are fake and they're scammers just like us? That's what you're saying? If you do that, those people could file lawsuits against you. That's defamation. So you'll have my customers file lawsuits against you. If you say they're scammers and they're liars, you just basically slandered them too. They could sue you too. You really want to open up that Pandora's box. Gee whiz Louise, man. I've never seen people at the end of the day just, you don't have no knowledge about anything when it comes to projection technology. You don't know what you're doing. You're making all kinds of false accusations. We're gonna ask you questions in court. This is gonna be a long process in the day. It's not gonna be just about what you just did. It's gonna ask about your basically knowledge in the field of what we do. Sheesh. My goodness. I don't know if you're gonna bring your family down for the show. You might as well. Some of y'all won't be going home. Some of you are getting arrested. We're charging you. Committed fraud against my company. Let me see. We're gonna put down
Shift on.
speakers about units on. Let's put in trolls comparison. Trolls. Stupid. Dumb stuff, man. Just dumb stuff. Life is too short to do dumb stuff. Too short. Too much to do in this world. To be doing mess like dumb stuff like this. Gotta grow up. Grow is free. Do it yourself. Black. Paint. Tyler's sitting there complaining about suing me, talking about, I'm suing you because you posted my tags. No, you can't do that. Now, if you never posted your tags, right? Nowhere, right? And somehow we got access to your data and we got information on your tags and we posted them. Then you can sue me. But you posted your tags already. You put them out there for everybody to find on social media. Everywhere. You didn't talk to an attorney, you're just talking to me straight. If you talked to an attorney would have asked you from the door, how they got access to your tags? Police would have asked the same thing. How would you have gotten access to your tags? I don't live in your state. So how did we get access to your tags? Now, if you want to make a false statement that we wanted and we basically hacked your system and got it, no, you get sued for that. There's a counter lawsuit coming your way, plus criminal charges. You're adding more to your nightmare already.
No, you posted on social media. So whose fault is that? That's your fault. No one told you to post your freaking tags. Who does that? You guys are Karens, man. You guys are, well, you're Karens. You do dumb stuff, and then you basically leave huge, massive gaps in your freaking security system. And then when someone gets through and they rip up your freaking your kingdom, you sit there and cry. They're crying. Look what they did. It's their fault. It was your fault. No one told you to leave three massive gaps between your walls so soldiers can actually push through. I've never seen that. When I showed it to four of my buddies, they're basically security units for cybersecurity, and they looked at it, they were like, this is are you this is fake? I said, no, it's not fake. It's an actual real account. He was like, who does this? Who posts this? Why don't you just post your social security card while you're at it and your birth certificate? You might put that up there too. Put your driver's license. Oh, there was a driver's identification card up there. It was literally up there on next to one of the diplomas. Why don't you just post that? I've never seen anyone do that ever, except for the other one. He did it too. But usually when people post tags by accident, like they're recording something, post a tag, somebody will come in the YouTube channel like, yo, your tags are exposed. And they'll go in and blur out and they'll just delete the whole video. Hopefully no one picked up on it. Yeah, you never post those things. You know the havoc someone can wreak on you when you posting your tags? They can report your vehicle stolen. You know how much have a headache that would be? They're going to see your vehicle and the number's going to pop up. They're going to go chase your vehicle down. You done invited a whole section of new trolls on you now. And mind you, you're racist at the end of the day, so that doesn't go well. You don't like black people. So they got them tags now. They can sit there, literally go in and just basically report your car as stolen. That's a nightmare. When they see your vehicle, they don't know you own the vehicle or not. They're going to treat you like a criminal. They're going to pull guns on you. Some of you don't know who you're dealing with at the end of the day. They might pull firearms on you. You don't know what kind of officer you're dealing with on a tag. And you can't say we're responsible for that happening. No, you're racist. You call us the N-word, we're going to post. I'm going to sit there and attack you on that. We can't post that because you call us the N-word because he might get jacked up for it. No, we're going to post it. That's what you are. That's what you are. Now, I posted your tags for the particular reason to show you that we had your information. You sat there and challenged me. You said, come and find me. So I came and found you. It's almost as worse as Fernando. When Fernando posted that, he gave us a email telling us to buy whatever we want, first time you like, be a man and all this stuff he was ranting about on there. And I was like, okay. So we went in and we bought his stuff. And what did he do? He cried on every receipt. He literally cried on every receipt. He was screaming and yelling at us and calling us all kinds of nasty names and stuff, calling us garbage and stuff. But you just told me to go in and buy whatever I wanted. That's what I did. How do you Karens want it by the chance? If we come in and we basically do what you tell us to do, you cry about it. We put you on blast. See, that's what I'm talking about. That nonsense. The Karens. All right, we just posted one. That right there is showing the mica paint. And as I told you before, anything they make at the end of the day is going to match anything. And the reason why it's going to match anything, because none of it can read white levels. Any black surface can read a star field. It just can't read the white level. The black technology requires that. It'll do the same thing as a bed sheet. So if you literally decided to run a company off of this, I could have crushed you with a bed sheet. That easy. Which means all your grade screens out there, either you can take Network 773 or basically a bed sheet and take your stuff out. That's why your stuff has to be tested. Can't be going up there saying I can make black screen paint. No, you'll lose your shirt in that business. I can literally walk up front of your screen with a black hoodie on and just shut your business down. That quick, that fast. Somebody records that and sees that, like, ooh, that'll blow up all over the place. Yeah, that mica paint's garbage. Let me get the other ones too. Now this is our product next to the mica and the tablecloth. Call her to come back. I've been here for years. Gee whiz, this is going to be a slaughter in court, man. You guys are just going to get slaughtered in court. You're just not, it's not going to go well for you. It's just not, man. The difference between our product and anything you stuff and plus a tablecloth, we're going to slaughter you in court. Jeez.
It's almost as if Troy was carrying a cannon. He didn't even bother whipping on it. So like, no, I got this. Boom! You just go on and spray smoking sandals. You're about to be taken up, man. Dude, you should have never crossed the line with us. You should have never did it. No regrets there. It's definitely there. All right, let's go post these. Oh, this is bad. That's when I first saw it. I was like, it's gonna be a fallout nuclear freaking cloud. It's gonna be raining ashes in that freaking courtroom. Like, what's this? Like, nuclear bomb go off? Yeah, it did. You're about to get lit up. So this is our screen versus the paint and the surface. And we use the white levels on this too. High white levels. I'm putting the contrast in there. Won't you say somebody? Let me get this right here. Sheesh. No, I want more of it. I want more of it. Let's lay that here. This is why this keeps coming down, because this and it's this. Let me lay this here. Look at this one instead. I want impact. I want an impact. You can't even see this surface. I want impact. Impact. Wow! Wow! This intellectual mind is going, I will tell you about this surface. Intellectual power, talking about intellectual power. You dare. Don't you dare. All right, this is better. I want the shot to be clean. I want it to be better. I want you to show you the impact of our power. Do never attempt to come against us ever. Black technology? No, I invented that technology. I know everything there's about it. There's secrets behind black technology. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Things you will never understand. You're not even close. It does help if you understand the laws of physics. That comes in handy. Do 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 do. I'm gonna get some more white level sauce. I want something more on this. Let me go get watching him because it's an open outlet. Let me see. I'm gonna go get this. Give me this. Give me this. I'm gonna take these right here. Where did the other ones go to? Yeah. No. Hold on. That's not accurate. No. Oh no. Did you just do what I think you did? No. They're there. You need these out here. These gotta go. These got to go. These got to go. These got to go. I want something more accurate. No. Keep that one. Keep that one. We need that one. These can stay. I need those. Definitely need those. All right. Let's get rid of these. I want these. This is actually more of a better image on that one. I have to have that white surface so I can actually see it. All right, that's perfect. Let me go in here and let me grab this right here. Do this one instead. That's better. All right, good. Let's go run that back. Hey, Taco Bird. Taco Bird. Taco Bird. Much better. Let's really get the full effect of this. Because we already showed you what the mica paint and next on a tablecloth. So that shows you that if you saw that on a standalone, you would think, hey, that's this product right there. All right. It's a black surface. It's producing an image just like his. Doesn't match our screen. Remember, that's the same surface we had that was laying against our paint that came up that dark. This is where you're going to get sued in court. Because in the back of your mind, you're thinking that, oh, we have this product. No, that stuff won't match our stuff. Our stuff is tested in the day. Doesn't read a high enough white level. You, from an untrained eye, which you are, the naysayers, how untrained your eyes are. If you look at the second channel, if you look at it, you think the screen's bright. No, on our end, the screen is dark.
because we're used to working with a much brighter, higher technology. You're seeing a brighter screen. We're not seeing that. We're seeing your screen's too dark. So when I come on your channel, I say your screen's too dark. That's what I mean. If I take the surface and lay against mine, it's unwatchable. Because you don't understand black technology at all, period. What you think you do. I hope you didn't talk a lot of trash about knowing this stuff, because you're about to get embarrassed in about a couple of minutes. It's going to be really bad. Really bad. See, don't know what you're talking about. Now, see, I can come out here and I can explain it crystal clear, just I just did, break it all down, and then come in here and back it up and show you why it doesn't work. And then tell you afterwards, you're screwed when we see you in court, because I'm going to sue the daylights out of you. And you're more than welcome to have your lawyer reach out to me. I can't wait to have a conversation with him. I can't wait to show him what we do over here. I bet you $100. $100. He doesn't even reach out to us, and I'll tell you why. Because any lawyer knows that at the end of the day, if there's somebody want to reach out to them, say, hey, I want to talk to you. We're going to show you so-and-so. I'm going to show you proof. They know they're going to lose that case. And why he wants to come here? He just want to show you the difference between our product and so forth, and your client just lied to you at the end of the day. We can just show them pictures if he wants to. Heck, I'll come over and I'll show him, do the demonstration right in front of him. You're going to lose your case. And you know deep down inside, you've never had our product and you lied. So, you're screwed. That's why they lash out. That's why they get angry. That's why they make statements by saying he's ranting. When you rant, you don't back anything up. I back everything up that I do. Everything that I do. You're just scared. And that's the reason why, which finds it most interesting, because they always act like they're so tough, like they're not afraid of anything. But even your wife, the guy's wife contacted us because they're scared. They're going to get sued. It's a lot of money they're going to get hit with. I'm pretty sure, like I said, they watch my channel. So, and again, you're hearing the guy saying, yeah, we got all this evidence on you, just so-and-so and so, here's the proof, so-and-so and so, we're suing you for $5 million. Do you know how much a freaking shock to your system? You find that you're being sued for $5 million? You know how bad that is? That's some scary stuff at the end of the day. They don't have that type of money. They know they don't have it. You can't even borrow that type of money. That's why those messages went out to try to clean it up as fast as possible. Maybe we can work it out. Maybe you can become friends. Apologize. Do whatever you got to do. Make this go away. The problem is it's not going away. So this is why this is the cause and effect of the reaction. Everything I'm doing right now, we can use against you in court. Show evidence. But I'm going to do this in the courtroom. You're going to do it. You're going to do the demonstration for us. If you refuse to do it, then it's just going to make things worse for you. But I feel since you had so much talk about our products and how we're this, that, and the other, then you should be able to go in the courtroom and do the demonstration in front of all of us. The judge, the lawyers, your lawyer, and me. You should be able to do it. And if you don't want to do it, then you already pleaded guilty already. So you're going to have to figure it out. All right? So then I'm just going to keep on embarrassing you on the multiple levels to show you that you don't know what you're talking about. I know screen paints. Yeah, right. You don't know jack. You don't know anything. You just running your mouth for a second, just running your mouth. The only problem is now is that this is caught up to you. Ooh, man, this is beautiful. I wonder if I'm taking our technology on this real quick. I'm going to get 4K snow screensavers. This is going to be bad. I'm going to pick up some high white levels. I wanted to make sure that mica paint, you could see it against our screen and you could see the tablecloth. Now, you already showed one already, but them both together, showing you that that's what they were saying at the end of the day, that was our product. It looks the same way. Jamie has done demonstrations saying the tablecloths match our stuff at the end of the day. Fernando, I'm not even thinking about suing you. You got bigger problems right now. Lawsuits, no, there's no point. You're not going to be here. I can't sue someone that's not going to be here. After the conversation, we meet with your landlord, and we had that conversation with her, you're going to leave the building. You're going. And then after all that's done and you're out there, wherever you're going to be out there at the end of the day, I got a buddy coming down to California, and he's going to go straight over to Immigration and Customs, and with the documents we have now and police reports and problems we have about you, he's going to file a formal complaint for your location to be found. So they're going to be tracking you. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't dare go to any family members' houses because that's exactly where they're going to go first. Just giving you a piece of advice. Don't go to family members' houses because they will go there first. And we do have criminal charges against you for things you've been doing. We'll come there to Baldwin Police Department, and he'll file there. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we can file, we'll never ever go to California because you won't be there. You don't have documents. You'll be deported right away. So we'll never make it there for court. You won't make it there for court. But he's going to come there and take care of it. But we're going to make sure the reason why it's being done this way and the reason why we have to talk to the landlord first is because we need him away from the building before we start this process. I don't want anyone in the building being affected. And there we go. We don't want anybody in the building being affected at all. Now, he's a dirtbag. He's the type of person, as I said before, because he's being removed out of the building, he'll turn around and he'll say something. It doesn't work that way, Fernando. You can't call them. You have to fill out a form, paperwork. That's how it works. That's why I showed you online that you can't call them. I literally have to fill out a form and I have to put my information and all that stuff in there. You think he's going to put his information in there? He's not. You can't call them anymore. It doesn't work that way anymore. You have to fill out an application. So he can't he can't attack the building because he will. She kicks him out of that building, he'll turn around and call Immigration and Customs on all those people in that building to be nasty. But you can't do that. You know why? Because you got to fill out documents now. That cut down on a lot of people making false accusations and calling them to have them arrested. They stopped that now. You got to fill out forms. And he can't put information in because he doesn't have information. There you go. And your name's already in the system anyway. So you can't attack the building. So we need to explain to her that's the reason why we need you to get him out of the building. She's going to evict him anyway because he did something he wasn't supposed to do. He went in there and he started doing things. He started bringing a lot of attention to the building by breaking crimes. Running that 3D printing business. I told you a friend of mine who bought 2 of his items. He works for intellectual properties of a trademark commission, whatever it is, for people who basically use 3D printers and stuff like that, for people stealing like NFL and stuff like that, people's stuff, intellectual properties. He bought 2 of his items and they're coming after him. But I don't want them to come to the building. I want him out of the building. Because what we found out about the building, as we're going through it and getting information to find things about the landlord, the building is being hidden for a reason. I don't care what the reason is. It ain't none of my business. We just want him and him only. So to do this, if we talk to her, and we will, we can get her to evict him from the unit, which she already violated the lease already by committing crimes already. We had a process server come to the building, which can show her there's somebody on your property already that had a file because of copyright infringements. He's been making death threats. We've had cyber stalking from him. He's had involved with other activities as in perjury on an LLC, which literally has the name of your building right there. She doesn't want that. She doesn't want her information there, but her information there because of Fernando put it there. And then on top of that, with all the other activity, including the emails we're getting from him bragging about how he doesn't have documents and you can't find him. That's what they don't want. That's what people usually don't do. They stay quiet about it. They don't basically brag about it. He didn't even use a fake email. He used his own email. So with that being said, with that information, and explained it to him, we had to contact Immigration and Customs. We don't want them coming to the building. He's gone. That's it. So once he's out of the building, then my friend's going to come down to California and he's going to start the stages of contacting Baldwin Police and file official criminal charges against Fernando. And they're going to contact Immigration and Customs. We have 4 documents in with them, and then he's going to come and initially activate them while they're over there. Now, like I said, Fernando, where have you got to come to? We'll never make it to California because you won't be here. You'll be gone. That case will get snuffed out. They'll definitely dismiss all that, just deport you out. So, yeah, that's that with him. But we need to reach her first. Which I'm glad I did it this way. Because then, I don't want them coming up on that property. They do too much. Now, for what you call him to sit there and say, this is interesting, for him to sit there and say that only people who hate Mexicans, no. I've seen Mexicans do it to Mexicans. Dirty. I watched that in the police station. A woman was in there and she was having a problem with the woman up the street, some woman up the street in her neighborhood. And she said she's not even documented. She's not even from here. She has no paperwork. She said, what's the number to ICE? And I'm sitting there like, interesting. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you're here minding your own business and you're not causing any trouble, then you have a right to be here. If I go to your country right now and I basically start doing destructive stuff in your country, you want me sticking around? No, you don't want me in there. You want me arrested. If I live next to you in your country, I blast my music, I carry on, I carry guns outside, I'm doing reckless stuff in front of your kids, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't live next to that freaking nightmare, would you? No, you wouldn't. I'm threatening you, saying, go ahead and call the police. You go ahead, I'll take care of it. I have you, you'll disappear tomorrow. That's an open threat right there. Coming up on your Ring camera, throwing trash on your... Nobody wants to live next to some nightmare like that. So if I'm here and I don't have paperwork to be in that country, and I'm illegal, and I'm telling you, good luck on trying to get me out of here, because I'm going to stay as long as I want. You can't do nothing about it. They come and get me, then I got a right to go. I have to go. At the end of the day, same thing here. But the Karens on this side of the fence talking about, oh, that's racism. I find it funny that that Tyler said that I was racist. Yeah, Tyler said I was racist. Isn't that interesting? Tyler, what are you? You're racist. There you go. If I was racist, and I didn't use, there's tons of freaking racial slurs toward Mexicans. I didn't use not one of them. But you guys did. You used the N-word over and over again against us. Jamie called us niggers. Freaking Tyler called us niggers. McAfee never said it. I've never heard McAfee ever said it at all, period. Even with Rogers. I know Rogers don't like our people. I know that for a fact. But he's never said it. I can honestly say he's never said it. I never sent any email. I never heard him say black this or black that. Never in any email. I can honestly say that. But I know Jamie, I don't believe Jamie's racist against all black people. No, I don't believe that at all, period. I believe if he hates you and you're black, then you're a nigger. But he won't call a friend. He'll have a friend here that's black. He won't call him nigger because he's friends. But a friend here that's black that he don't like, a person he don't like, he'll call him nigger. That's a somewhat racist at the end of the day. But I wouldn't say he's racist against all people. Now, Tyler, on the other hand, Tyler is racist against all black people. He can't stand them. And you can sit there and go, well, I'll get a lawyer. Go ahead and knock yourself and get a lawyer. Go get yourself a lawyer. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Go get a lawyer and tell him that he's making statements that saying I'm racist. I got the stuff right there. I literally have it right there on Music Man 007, which was removed off your account. And we can show when the account was actually terminated. And it was on your end. You terminated the account. And the Music Man 007 clearly said that he said something like, I can't stand you people. That's all of us. And you're constantly using the N-word. I got so many text messages, what I'm calling us, the N-words and porch monkeys and all types of stuff, man. Don't get mad at me, because the heat's been turned up on you. And that's your problem at the end of the day. Let me see, let me go get this right here. Man, Brett is angry, bitter. And then try to clean it up. Oh, it was working well when you were contacting us and saying all this nasty stuff, and now you want to clean things up. You want to send me a friend request. I saw that. So he had lost his mind. Accepting that nonsense. Why would I accept your friend request for what? The only reason why you contacted me because your wife told me. She told you to. That's it. We know everything. Your wife told us to contact you. You would have never did it in a million years. If you were sending all that hate mail to us, calling us the N-word, why didn't you ever send that friend's request and apologize then? Oh, you wait until your wife finds out about it. Then you send it. Because she told you to send it. That's why. This is basic common sense. Because now he's being chewed out by his wife every single day. I guarantee you. Because I guarantee she watches her videos. If you're being sued for somebody for that amount of money, you're going to watch their videos too. And every time she hears me mention these lawsuits, she takes it out on him. Because he triggered that mess. And they're 5 to 10. Most likely theirs is going to be 10. With jail time. Can't go around threatening people, man. I know he's not a big fan of McAfee. McAfee's Irish. Usually people like this don't like any other race but their own. And he's a big fan of Williams. Williams is African American. But to be honest, Williams is not all there either. Williams is not all there. Williams is going to get a psychiatric evaluation because that's what we're going to request. A 302 psychiatric evaluation. He's not all there. I think they played on his knowing that he was not all there. I think they played on it. He's guilty for what he's done. He's going to go to jail. He is going to go to jail. But I think they knew that Williams was not all there because Williams was not all there. And I think they played on it and they used him as a pawn because, again, whatchamacallit can't stand him. Rogers can't stand him. Jamie doesn't like him too much. McAfee doesn't speak him, but I'm very sure he doesn't care for him either. And the other ones, they look at him like he's a dumb N-word. That's how they look at him. He's an Uncle Tom. They used him. And they know on top of that, he's not even mentally stable. So they use that to use him to attack me. But in the long run, crime's a crime. He's still going to go to jail. But I would rather feel better if he basically went to something called psychiatric evaluation. They basically the 302 and put him in one of those little homes at the end of the day they put him in, because that's where he needs to be at. He needs to be on medication, and he probably takes medication already. If he does, he needs a stronger dose. He needs help. There's something wrong with him. Oh my goodness, let me see. I got that one. Let me get this other one too. For time here, I got to switch over and get this one. We got the white levels on here. I'm gonna get all these in here. I'm surprised I can literally see this because the screen's dark on the side where I got to click the mouse at. But so he's not all there. He's not all there. Doesn't excuse what he's done, but he's not on there. There's no point suing him. He doesn't have anything. He really doesn't have anything. When the detectives units went up there to talk to him, I had some other people have to go see him soon. But when the detectives units talked to him, he said there's no way in the world he could have sent that much mail because he's on he's not making that type of money. He doesn't make any money. He doesn't work. He doesn't have a job. Roughly around 12 o'clock, around that time, he's doing videos and stuff. He should be working somewhere. And you try to put me in the same category. We're both the same. Well, no, we're not both the same. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I can spell, I can read, I can do math. On top of that, today, I run a business. I have a license for my company, EIN number, all that stuff, everything. I have a legitimate business. You don't. Number one of the violations you did against an apartment complex you're in, you're not supposed to run a business there or even advertise a business there. We have multiple YouTube videos showing you advertising a business. Running a business out of your apartment, which you can't do. Did you ever look at his apartment, how it looks inside? It's very junky, it's cluttered, whatever. He's not there. If you ever listen to some of the videos he does, especially the ones where he sings and all that, yeah, he's not all there. He's not there. And he'll get on his channel and say, no, you're not. Are you saying there's nothing wrong with you? Is that what you're saying? Because there's nothing wrong with you and you basically don't have any issues at the end of the day, then you shouldn't be there. Because the reason why you're there is because basically you're low income and something else they put in there. Yeah, he has some kind of, he collects SSI. He has some kind of disorder. Are you saying you don't have a disorder? If you don't have a disorder, that changes everything. You have a disorder. There's something wrong with you. You can clearly see it. Now, am I saying anything wrong with that at the end of the day? No, everybody has disorders. Everybody's got it, especially after COVID. More people at the end of the day probably got more jacked up stuff than him after COVID because you couldn't go talk about it. And psychiatrists too expensive. So most likely just keep it tucked in deep into a surface into something other nightmare. Other than that, yeah, he has issues. He can work. He could definitely work. He could definitely work. I got two people in my family got autism. They work. They have a job. One guy has a job, went to college, got a degree and everything. He works. Drives and everything. So if he could do it, he could do it. He can work. If he can go to the gym and work out and do all that stuff, he can go get a job. You just don't want to.
me see what it said. Oh, yeah, I went there right there.
Now, the minute you get a job, then we file a lawsuit against you. You owe me money. You did some defamation. I see you for roughly about $50,000. If $50,000 is cheap, you can pay that. You have to get a job. And that's one of the things too. I want to talk about with a lawyer. Can you work? Because I think you can work. I think you can get a job. I think you choose not to. So let's see if we sue him for 50 grand, basically, and we talk to a social worker and all that whatever nonsense. You can get a job. You can work. I'm presenting your case to your social worker, and I'll tell you why. Because you're in videos, literally, basically bragging and talking about making this product and screen paint out of the apartment, running a business. That's one. Two, you're basically all over it in this e-bike, whatever. I don't know what kind of disability you got, but you're all over in this e-bike, here, left and right. You're at the gym. You could be working. If you can work exercise equipment, you can run around on a bike, and you can be doing videos from your apartment and all that stuff you're doing, especially running that scam nonsense to be a minister. You can go get a job. So you're going to need to get a job. Because I'm going to challenge you in court. You should have a job. Because now we should sue you roughly about. I say, let's be nice here. Let's take them to small claims court. We'll get you for $12,000. You'll pay that back. That's a small drop in the bucket to what the other ones will have to pay. But I think so. I'm going to challenge your disability in court. Because I think if you're functioning enough to send us basically postcards and emails and all that stuff, then you should be working. You have a lot of free time on your hands. You should be working a job. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely challenge that one. Because I don't see how that's possible. You're claiming you're getting into your disabilities and all this stuff, but you're out basically riding around the city and you're working out and doing all this stuff that you're doing. And then on top of that, you got time to send postcards out and threaten people and do all that stuff. Then you definitely should have a job. Definitely should have a job. You should be working. And don't sit there and say I'm a minister. Don't do that, because we'll dig up all we know you're not a minister at all. You don't have any of that. No, you're not. At all, period. Yeah, you should have a job. You should be working. I don't care if it's Mickey D's or whatever one of the places. You should be working. Warehouse, you can get a job easy. Where Amazon hires everybody. You should be working. Because even they got people with disabilities work. You got some people don't even have their legs. And they get in the car. I don't know how they have the car designed so they can drive the car, but it's pretty interesting. I got to look that up too and see how that's done. But they have disabilities and stuff, and they work. Some work at even at Home Depot. They work at a lot of places at the end of the day. What's your excuse at the end of the day why you don't have a job? You got people that are blind that work. So what's your excuse why you ain't got a job? No, you're just lazy, that's all. You're just lazy. Oh no, we starting this now? We starting the freaking political smear campaigns? Cool. Oh yeah, it is about that time. Yeah, he can be working. He be working a job. So we got all this information on you, riding around your e-bike and all the stuff, different channels you got and all the stuff you're doing every day to day. I'm going to have a conversation with your caseworker. I'm going to bring you to court. We're challenging because you attacked my company. You were contacting us as minister, clear to be a minister of the church and all that stuff. So yeah, well, we're definitely going to challenge you because you need to get a job. You can pay off the lawsuit. I'm going to sue you for $12,000. I'm going to sue you in small claims court in Allentown. 501. I'm going to sue you for 12 grand. I'll do it next month. I'll file for next month. It means you got to show up here. Make sure you're here for the lawsuit. And the lawsuit basically means the fact that you're harassing our company. You're sending all these emails. You were sending threats to my sister's place at the end of the day. You were sending threats to me. You were sending stuff to the post office with all these weird letters and stuff like that. You were saying nasty stuff that I was a scammer and I was a ripoff. I'm sue you for defamation for 12 grand. Oh. Next month I'm filing against you. And you say you don't have a job?
At the end of the day, you're not working, or you're on disability. I'm going to show the court. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge your disability in court. I don't think you have a disability issue. I don't think you have one. If you're doing all that stuff, we're going to challenge that whole priest thing too in church too, the whole minister stuff in church. And we can find out what kind of medications you're on. I can find that out. Look at that. Here's something rad and we're like, it's gotta be treats! What do you got over there, man? Treats, Taco? Treats. Here we go. We got treats. Here we go. Yeah, bag rattling. I was getting myself something to eat. And all of a sudden you think it's treats. You're gonna be 500 pounds, you know, right? You're gonna be one of those cats that roll over and can't lick himself. You want to be one of them? Yeah, it's on the floor. It's on the floor. It's on the floor right there. It's on the floor. Look. Oh my goodness, your tracking capabilities is bad. It's super bad. All right, let me see. Let me get these last videos out. We're done. I kept on track. Snow doggy, our favorite one. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna handle you. I'm still got your charges down here. Unfortunately, there are charges on you here. You will be arrested when you come here. And if you decide not to come through for the lawsuit, you're still gonna get hit with it either way. It doesn't change anything. You're still gonna be hit with it. So you're gonna have to figure that out when you get down here. I'll file next month. I'll get the paperwork. And start getting ready to fill out the process paperwork to start filing the lawsuit. And I'm going to talk to a caseworker and what I got to talk to, find out that I do feel that you should be working. Because if you got time to be zipping around on a bike, which you should be working at the time, and doing all this destructive behavior, as I'm running all these fake campaigns about being a minister and all this stuff, and you got time to go to the post office and send all this stuff around. I want to be this type of person. You got all this energy, and you can go to the gym and work out. You don't have much of a disability, do you? So let's go talk to this caseworker and figure out what's going on from here, because you got to get a job, man. And you have a lawsuit over top of your head on top of that. So I'll put you on a payment arrangement. I'm going to take money out of your check. Now, you're going to get a job. You're definitely going to get one. Yeah, man, you got to threaten somebody going to get a job. You get a job. Hey, what's your excuse why you can't work? As you said the other day. You said the other day that I don't have a job because I scam people. That's what I do for a living. That's why you're being sued for $5 to $10 million in court. That's what getting you sued, saying stuff you shouldn't have been saying. So you're saying I don't have a legitimate business and all my stuff is fake and not real. You better back that up in court. I'm going to take you apart in that courtroom. Remember, we know everything you said, all these statements you made against me. You know, it's funny when you made that statement about me not having a job and that I'm a scammer and I rip people off. You're going to be homeless pretty soon. You're not going to have anything to your name, nothing whatsoever. And the amount of, like I said, debt you're going to owe my company and freaking, oh my goodness, the accumulation of debt, the interest on a freaking lawsuit that high, you will never be able to pay that off, ever. And some of you will be going to jail. So, yeah, you kind of like you curse yourself at the end of the day. You're going to have to back this up in court. You do know this, right? So I can go to court, I got a legitimate running business company, back all my stuff up, no problem whatsoever. You're screwed. And for what I just showed a few minutes ago and about the show, it's just a nail in the coffin just to assure you that if you had any peak of little hope whatsoever, thinking that you're not getting out of this.
We're going to sign this contract. We're going to make money. I'm bringing in some very high-end lawyers. I'm willing to spend $500,000 on attorneys just to cry you in court. I don't care how much money it costs. I want to see you in the courtroom squirming. I'm going to take it all from you. Yeah. And for those people sitting back there saying, Buddy Boy sat there and said, that's Taylor, who sat there and said, or Tyler, who sat there and said, nothing's going to happen, don't worry. Yeah, your wife knows something was going to happen. That's why she reached out to us. We know that's you, by the way. See? Don't have to worry about that now. Excuse me. That's going to be your problem. Your personal nightmare. Very careful about making statements. I told you to be very careful about making statements. They come true. So now you don't have a job. If you do have one and you don't face the loss, you don't face prison time, you're going to work for me. I'm going to take your money. I get 25% of your check. That means you're going to have to work overtime. Wait. I just thought about that. We get 25% of the check. If they work and make more money, don't they got to pay us more at the end of the day because they owe us money? I got to look into that. I got to talk to the lawyer about that. I thought about that because they're going to have to work overtime to actually make it. But I wouldn't do that. It'd be kind of jacked up. That really would be jacked up. Because at the end of the day, I don't care about you. I really don't care about you. I don't care about your wife either. It's your kids at the end of the day. It's not their fault. They didn't ask for any of that. They asked for none of it. I'm more looking out for them, not for you. I couldn't care less about you two. If you're married, I couldn't care less. But your kids, yeah, because they shouldn't go through that. So if you have to make extra money to make ends meet, we won't touch it. Don't let me catch you. We're watching you, by the way. We're monitoring you. You make any statements, we see anything new, anything pop up, you bought something new, we'll come after you. You owe me a lot of money, and I plan to get, well, I can't get every dime of it, that's never going to happen. But I plan to keep tabs. You win the lottery, you get somebody dies in the hair, I'm taking all of it. It's mine, you owe me. So I'll keep tabs on everything. That's the beautiful thing about AI now today. We can keep tabs. So anything that pops up, anything that triggers, anything that happens, any bump, anything that pops up, we'll know about it. We'll take it. Won't take all of it. You have kids at the end of the day. We have to be civilized. You know, it's interesting. I just thought about it. If this was the other way around and you were doing this to me, you would make sure my kids starve to death. Because you're that nasty at the end of the day. I think about that. If this was the other way around, it was me, and they did this to you, you would take not only everything from me, but you would make sure my kids would starve to death. You couldn't care less. That's how it shows how evil you are. But I'm not like you at the end of the day. I will make sure your kids are taken care of. You would never do that because you don't have that capability because you're evil. You better be lucky I'm not like you. That's what you should be lucky about, that I'm not like you. If I was you, you'd be in a lot of trouble. Yeah. All right, let's post these real quick. You know, and then people say, well, yeah, how would you be bothered if you worked hard? You built a company from the ground up and somebody came in and did that to you, you'd be upset too. Some of you would get upset if somebody said something to you at your job. Oh yeah, so-and-so's lazy. They don't work, they don't do this. And you know you darn well you're the first one in and the last one to leave. But you do all the work at the end of the day. Them slackers don't do jack, you do it all. And they're going to turn around and say something to you, you're lazy? Oh, you're definitely snap. You would definitely snap in a hot second. Yeah, there you go. But I ain't snapping on this. I'm going to take it to court. That's how I'm going to snap. I'm going to take it to court and take it all from you. Oh, man, I can't wait to post these pictures. Wait till you see this difference at the end of the day. I just find it shocking that those of you knew what we were all about and what we do, why didn't you research what type of people we were? Oh, no, you went on Jamie's claim that we were all this at the end of the day. We beat Jamie up on so many levels, it's not even funny. Well, whatchamacallit sat there and sent me some text message saying, like, yeah, you're afraid of Jamie because this product is legit, it's 100%. I sent them over the freaking cancellations. He didn't send nothing back. Oh, you didn't know he canceled against us? You didn't know his projects were fraudulent and fakes? His products were scams. Did you know that? Oh, and then you went in and made all those false statements and now I got you sued. About to get you sued. See? There you go. Now, if you had reached out to me and talked to me, of course you couldn't because you don't like black people. But if you did reach out to me and you said, hey, Mr. Bird, somebody's over making these false accusations, so and so and so. And I said, yeah, it's a guy named Daniel Fernando Gonzalez. Yeah, his products are scams. Do you have any proof of that? Yeah, we have them on a video network grade 773 matching house paint. We have them on bare silver screen matching house paint. We have another demonstration of the Frankenstein mix. I'm showing that he actually knows what an actual real screen looks like. Look how it's washed out, blurred, and everything. These are customers that actually had to deal with his products. All 4K projectors, every single one. A church screen failed. Another one at some kind of school, it failed. There was another one at a person's house trying to watch a soccer game fail. This is hardcore evidence. We got stuff of him stealing Google images off of Google to try to make his products look good, fraudulent shopping carts, and then we have him returning all our money. If that doesn't scream scam, I don't know what doesn't. And this is what he does now. He actually rips off companies and steals their merchandise and sells it without their permission. Thief and scammer, right there. Now, if he had contacted us and saw that evidence, hold on for a minute. Here we go. Shoot, I'm not getting involved in that. There you go. And he went about his merry way with his friends and family, and that's it. He would not be getting sued for $5 or $10 million and going to jail for death threats. See, there you go. If he had called and asked questions, we would have showed you who was a real scammer, who was a real thief. Now you're getting sued. Do 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 do. Hope it was worth it. See, not worth it. That's why you don't do that type of stuff. You ask questions first. Ask questions first. You can't make accusations about people that are not true. And when I come out here, Mr. Bird says out of his mouth that you know nothing about projector screen paints, you don't know anything about projector screen paints. I've been in the business for too long. I can tell and look at your screen that it's failing. Now these pictures I'm posting right now with more detail to it. So we're showing you the mica right next to our screen and the tablecloth right next to our screen. So you see the difference of it all. And what's going to happen is we load them here, and then we load them over to Facebook, and then when we're off the stream, we basically take them from there and we transfer them back over here. Let me go across these. No, we need the other side, buddy. The other side. The other side. Worst turkey ever in history. Oscar Mayer, you have changed your freaking food, man. Doesn't taste the same way when I was a kid. I couldn't imagine my mom eating processed food. She's a country girl. She didn't even know what processed food was until she got married. She grew up on a farm. You know, her father was a hunter, and they grew their own vegetables and stuff, and corn and all that stuff they did themselves. Once in a while they go buy flour and stuff like that, but they did everything from scratch. I don't know how nor where she did it, like how you transfer over. Now me, because I'm my age and all, when I was coming up, food tastes different. It don't taste the same way anymore now. Food today tastes like garbage, man. It does. It's not the same. Don't taste the same. I had freaking bought some Oscar Mayer turkey. It didn't even taste like turkey. It tastes more like bologna. Oh man, it was trifling. It was trifling. So I couldn't imagine her being a school, growing up on a farm and eating processed food. Ugh. I like to watch when they take Italian mothers from Sicily and they give them like ravioli. They be spitting that stuff. I'm like, ugh. What the frick is this abomination? Yeah.
That's ravioli in a can. Even ravioli. I never liked and I like beefaroni. I couldn't stand ravioli. I hate it. Just taste the texture was just gross to me. But even the beefaroni don't even taste the same way anymore. It tastes cheap. It tastes really, really cheap. I mean, it was fantastic back then when I was coming up. It tastes cheap. Even the cereal's jacked up. Freaking Fruity Pebble still tastes the same. It does. Captain Crunch tastes the same. Life still tastes the same. But freaking Frankenberry, Blueberry, and Count Dracula, it tastes disgusting. Oh man, it's trifling. I bought a box. I was like, nope, 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 can't do it. So what's wrong? I said, don't taste the same. Lucky Charms always taste the same. Thank goodness. General Mills, thank you so much for not changing Lucky Charms ever. What you giving your 2 cents for? You don't even. Oh, he does eat Lucky Charms. He likes the whatchamacallits. He likes little puffs of wheat. Only give him a little bit. But anyway, yeah. Freaking horrible, man. Stuff just changed. Little Debbie's taste like wax. Literally tastes like wax. I'm ready to get a Little Debbie for 25 cents. I can't remember. Lower than that. I remember a bag of chips with 25 cents. I remember that. Wow, that's pretty far back. I remember we used to get baseball cards and Wonder Bread. Who remembers that? I used to have some guys to come up and see me from time to time. He was one of my customers, and we would talk about stuff like that. So you remember getting baseball cards and Wonder Bread? Oh, I wish I'd have kept all those cards, man. I didn't keep any of those cards. Baseball cards and Wonder Breads. I remember when you got actual, real freaking cool toys and cereal. And no more. Captain Crunch had that submarine you could put baking soda in and it would float in the middle. I think it was so cool. That was pretty cool. What was another thing you would get at the end of the day that they don't do anymore? They don't give you anymore. Cracker Jacks. Now, my mom was coming up, the prizes were much better. When I was coming up, Cracker Jacks were actually pretty decent prizes. Now they just give you some fake stamp that you just stamp. I don't know what the frick that dumb thing is. And they give you something like that. But I mean, it's got some really cool stuff. Whistles out of Cracker Jacks. I remember that. The whistles. Dick Tracy, Dakota Rings. But I a little bit before my time. That'd have been my mom's era in there. The Dick Tracy, Dakota Rings. Man, not anymore. I miss GTA, Vice City. I don't care what anybody says. I think GTA Vice City was the best ever. I think it was the best ever. The best music, everything. I think it was the best ever. They had amazing music. Was amazing. Someone was playing the music from the club. I forgot that music when you go dance in the club and they play that music in the background. And someone was playing to give me a flashback to freaking GTA 4. Oh man, GTA 4 was amazing, man. I miss those videos. I miss all the old games back in the day. Sitting out line, waiting for freaking the exclusive games and freaking the grand opening for games and all that stuff just to be there to get games. I was in line waiting for Gears of War with a bunch of people. I miss those days, man. I miss the chat communications on gaming systems. I miss that. Xbox 360 had it going. Xbox had it going on. Xbox. I didn't know much about PlayStation. I never had a PlayStation 3. I didn't have one of those, but I do know that the Xbox chat was really good, especially if you played Halo. Halo lobbies were always full. But 360 was, man, crazy chat. Oh, man. I wonder why they got rid of the chat. I remember something happened. They got rid of the chat. Something security protocol. Something. We need to bring that back, man. Chat was just so much fun. Because you can't communicate without chat. You have to have chat. Now, when I go on to play chat, everybody links up on cell phones. We'll do cell phones and we talk back and forth. But you have to have chat. There's certain things that chat is very important in gaming. Especially when you're doing strategy and especially when you're doing co-op. Have to have freaking chat. I gotta sit back and play charades. Do they have any chat rooms left on console? Like, can you go on and have a hold with your group and have a chat? I don't know. But I know the Xbox 360 era, if you ever played the chat on 360, it was buck wild. Oh my goodness, it was buck wild. It was the best experience of my life, I'll tell you. It was amazing. Uno with the camera, Texas Hold'em High, all them games I used to play them late at night, and they're gambling, playing games at a casino. You can go in there and gamble. It was fun as I don't know what. With the avatars, it was freaking funny. Netflix with the avatar was freaking amazing. Now, when I think, I was just thinking about that too. Communications and chat and gaming, and basically how epic it was on the Xbox N360. How amazing it was. To be to communicate and chat with your friends. And late at night, sometimes you didn't do any gaming. Sometimes you just sat in the game. People just got to know each other. Talked about this and talked about that. Man, best fun I had, man, I think, in GTA 4, a bunch of us got a chopper. And we had a time to do the sunrise, the sunset. And we got to the top of the Empire State Building. We dropped off one by one. We got killed a couple of times. We didn't land it, but we got it. We got it before the sun set. And we all sat up there, all these gamers from different regions and stuff, and we watched the sunset go down on the top of a building, Empire State Building in GTA. Those are moments, man, you can never, ever, ever change in game. You can't. That's what gaming's all about at the end of the day. And about who got the most powerful system. It's those special moments you spend with good friends, people you don't even know. People you just know just because of a game. Those moments right there. Man, that's why I'm glad I was blessed to be a gamer. I love it. I love being a gamer. I do. Now I'm playing Dungeon Defenders 2 and they're playing with a bunch of people, battling dragons and orgs and all that stuff, you know what I mean? But the communication and talking would be so much better. It would really be. I miss that. The only where I got that back, got a piece of that back, was the Quest 2 VRs. You can communicate with people and you can talk in there. In the middle of COVID, man, it was amazing. There was so many people online. It was crazy. Anytime you strap those glasses like you're walking into a party. They even had an area in there where they had like a section where you can actually, because when you couldn't go in there because of COVID. So they had a section in there like you could go in if you want to watch the game, because you couldn't actually go watch the game now because of COVID. But you can actually, they would play and you could actually watch through these cameras. And these camera systems set up to the VR systems, and there are people logging in. You'd pay some money to go watch it. Man, there were all types of stuff that you can pay to watch it. Everybody be sitting in the lobby, and you just be waiting for your room to open up because they'll have a time when the concert was starting or the game was starting, and we all be out there chatting like, yeah, what you gonna go see? So I'm gonna go check out this concert. They had this really good concert over here. But I'm buying tickets. No, it's free. You're gonna have the free tickets. You can go in there and just watch. And it's cool because you're there talking with a bunch of people from all over the world. And it was like a whole entire world in this VRs. It was amazing. Then you all go watch movies together, you chat together, chat rooms you can set up and customize yourself. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I did like it. Except for that freaking spawning in the freaking, what that place was called, a little chat room for kids. That was kind of creepy. Excuse me, other than that was fun. But the chatting and gaming, man, is everything. I remember the first time we did chat in Dreamcast. Dreamcast had a chat. A little seafoam color microphone that stick on the top of your what does it call it? On top of your rumble pack or your memory card. It was a memory card, I think it was. And rumble packs had them too. And it was like worked like a CB. You would hold it down, you would talk your trash and release, and they would go through and they would talk. It was cool. I don't know what. I played it with Alien Front. That was pretty cool. I miss those days. Now the games today, I guess just somewhat get better. That's why I do PC. I do PC because PC games basically let you play everything. You play the old games, play the new games. I can go back to my old school stuff. Right now we got a PC we're building downstairs. I'm looking at the dual PC cases that allow you to run two PCs in your case at the same time. I saw them for like $300-400. We're actually building ours from scratch. It's all wood. It's all wooden PC case and all that stuff. And I can't wait. And we're going to put a screen into it. We're going to put a screen. My case is pretty long. So I'm going to put a screen through it so I can actually put these micro projectors through there so I can advertise and put right through the screen or game off the screen. Turn the screen of the PC into an actual screen. So that's what we're doing right now. We're building that downstairs. Because I just thought about it in the day. The PC I have behind me, basically, is my old PC. And that PC right there is my work PC. But I game on it too. But I don't want both of them combined together. I use a lot of memory when I'm basically running games and stuff like that. And then on here, it's my work PC. I don't want both combined together. I want one section for gaming and one section for work. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm building. Do 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 do. So that's on the bell right there for myself. And once you go to 5090, why would I go with a 5090? Really, it's too much power. I'm not doing anything that would require 5090. Not even needed. And on top of that, them things have nightmares. Everybody that I talk to in chat when I do my game over here with Dungeons Defenders 2 talks about 5090 horror stories. There's all horror stories. 5070 maybe the 5050 or 5060. But I'm not doing a 5090. I don't even think I would even need all that to begin with. Honestly, like what am I doing at the end of the day that will have to render those type of graphics to begin with? It's overkill. Don't need it. Definitely overkill. Don't even need it. And if trolls want to sit there and say, well, don't talk about money. You owe me money. You got lawsuits coming. Don't even think about that. Don't even bring it up. You wouldn't even mention money right now. You're being sued. Wouldn't mention it. You're just going to have to be to show that what you said was true. That's all. Don't even mention it. Don't go around doing that. If you think you're not going to get sued at the end of the day, well, hey, this is what you do. Go get yourself an attorney. Have them reach out to us, right? I got an email. You can reach out to our email until we get the other number put in. And have them reach out to us and then basically hit you with a defamation lawsuit. So defamation. So at the end of the day, that you want to crease the cease order or defamation because I'm saying things on my channel that I can't back up. That's all you got to do. I told you to do that for 1 solid year. You didn't do it, right? All right, then. My turn. Keep your mouth quiet. Wait for your lawsuit. Gave you plenty of time for that one. I literally brought it up in every single video telling you to go sue me or basically go file a cease and desist order and shut me up. I was right over here in the office. You knew where I was located at. No one sent me anything over. All right then, be quiet. It's my turn. You're getting sued. You had plenty of time. Literally gave you the option to do it. You didn't do it. What's the problem? No, okay. There we go. Moving on. Moving on. No better than not. You're moving on. All right, let's post these. Give you the option. I literally gave you the option. Go. I was in the office here for roughly what? I was in this office for about roughly about 3 years. I was in this office. So in the 3 years I was here, you never once. I'm a person committed all these crimes that you said I did. You did not one time have an attorney reach out to me. Nothing. Nothing at all. All right, then you're screwed. I see you in court. It's my turn now. But so for this time around, you just did a whole new statute of limitations. Now, a whole new lawsuit can file against you now for making those false statements about my product and that dinky paint over there. You're going to lose your shirt in court. Don't get upset with me. Don't cry about it. Don't have your wife reach out to me. Nothing. Just sit there and just take it. Treat it like a meteor shower. A huge meteor. Like a global killer, And I think you do right. Can't run from it. There's nothing you can do. You get yourself a lawn chair, get on top of your roof, get yourself a good cigar, maybe Cuban, and get yourself some Jack Daniels and just wait for that fireworks to just pop off because ain't a darn well you can do. That's all you got left, buddy. Buddy boy. One of them is Buddy Boy. I didn't go off topic. Without shaking your head. I speak my mind. We're still talking about the screen. We just uploaded some stuff a few minutes ago. All this stuff is uploaded up here. We're going to put this up here and we're done. I got to change this and send it over here and I got to send it up to the other form site because they got to see it too. This is why we did a video was laughing at you like, you thought that product was going to take a Mr. Bird's product. I'm saying you're a Jack in the Box with your head on it. You know how scary that is at the end of the day? I'm actually doing it for Halloween for some friends. I'm actually sending them Jack in the Box with their heads on it. It's Halloween, God, that's no fun. Oh, we don't celebrate it, but I'm going to have a little mess. But I prank people on Halloween anyway. You're and that cranking sound when it gets to the end because it gets tighter and tighter. Like, oh crap, this thing's gonna pop up. It's gonna have your face on it. Laughing is gonna be funny. Hopefully that's messed up. Yeah, whatever. Totally. Let me get some more fun with this. Okay, have some fun with it. Okay, worse could be a clown's face. I don't even know why anybody thought sticking some creepy vintage clown's face in a box that you got to crank up would be hilarious and fun. And it ain't like it happens every single time. It's like it's different every time it pops. Stick you in the cornfield if you saw that from Twilight Zone. Come on, man, where's this at? Because I want to go get something to eat. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm gonna work on something else. I'm tired of looking at this scenery. I'm gonna do something else and change. I gotta change my scenery. If I don't, I go nuts. I've got to change the scenery. I've got to have a fight. Wait, this did not change? How did it not change? Hold on a minute. This is bullcrap. Hold on. Gotta come back out and do it again, right? Oh, you gotta come out and reset. Everything has to be reset. Right, now you gotta come back in, because it'll set those in instead. There we go. I'm about to say. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Taco, heavens to Murgatroyd. Heavens to Murgatroyd, Taco, heavens to Murgatroyd. Alright, so what we have here we're loading up is, so the first one that had the mica blend with the tablecloth. For those of you sitting in the car, oh my goodness, it looks amazing. It looks just like his product. Careful, be very careful. It's just like his product, just like it. Now I'm going to show you side by side. We'll with our product in the picture next to the paint and the tablecloth. It's going to be a real sparky one. And for those of you being sued at the end of the day, I want you to pay close attention to those videos. Because that's what you claim to be my stuff. You claim to be my stuff. Oh, this is going to be bad for you in court. This is going to be bad. It's going to be like the equivalent of you opening up your door and someone running at you at 100 miles an hour with 50-pound boots. They just drop kick you right in the face. It's going to hit you that hard. Or you're going to lose horribly in court. You're going to lose horribly in court. Man, I bring this up because I know it bothers the dealer. It does bother them. They're scared. They are. This is going to get messed up. We're going to mess you up in court. I can't wait till you meet my lawyers. My lawyers are going to be big dogs. I'm hiring some big boys at the end of the day. They're going to mess you up in there. This is the outcome of messing with us. I keep warning y'all, stay in your own lane. Enjoy life. Life is short. Enjoy life. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Or if not, I'm going to pull your entire tree up, roots and all. You're going to get murdered in court. Wait till your lawyer sees this at the end. They're like, whoa, wait a minute, that's his product right there, and that's what you claim to be his? I can't take your case. I'm not going to win this. I am not going to win this. Wait till you hear that. I can't wait till the first attorney turns you down after we talk to them, just to show you how bad this is going to be for you in court. The only way you can get out of this, you're going to have to find a genie. If you can find a genie and get 3 wishes, maybe you can reverse what just happened to you, which is not going to happen. Or maybe you can just wish for a lot of money. If you wish for a lot of money, then you can pay the lawsuits, you'll be good to go. But I don't know, but you might be able to get out of jail free card with that. That's 3 wishes right there. The 3rd wish is coming down, I don't know. You know, it's a curse, immortality. If you find a genie and you ask for immortality, you curse yourself, because everyone around you will die except for you. You'll watch all your loved ones, your friends, your family, your kids, all of them will grow old and die, and you will still be there. You'll be a nerd, you'll be messed up. But then they're watching everything die around you except for you don't die. That'd be horrifying. I couldn't imagine living through that. Or if you basically wish for all the money in the world. Think about that one. I want all the money in the world. Technically, you can't buy anything. You will starve to death because you can't buy anything because you have all the money in the world, which means the currency that you have is absolutely worth nothing. All the money in the world means you have absolutely nothing because you can't trade to buy anything with the money due to the fact that you have all the money in the world. Curse yourself. That's how genies think at the end of the day. They just mess you up. You gotta be careful what you ask for. I watched something like that on the Twilight Zone. It was jacked up, man. It was jacked up. Oh, I gotta go back to watching. I like the old black and white Twilight Zone. My favorites, some of my definitely favorites, man. Man, this couple who had this, oh man, it was crazy. The genie got him every single time. He was just dirty. The genie was dirty. But he got him every single time. If it was me and I got a genie, I wouldn't ask for anything. Because I know everything would come with something really bad. I would need another wish to fix the other wish. I would wish for his freedom. Go ahead. You're free. That's it. I don't need anything from you. Got everything I want. I don't need nothing from you because I know everything you get from him is going to come with a curse. So you're free. Go ahead. Or I was dirtbag, and then Dad was around and say, I wish, well, he's trapped in there for eternity. But if you say, I wish that you could never leave, that means no matter anyone who rubs the lamp, he's trapped in there forever. That'd be a dirtbag. But I'm not giving his freedom. Go ahead, go. It wasn't evil. You know, if it was a good genie, I was like, oh, go, you're free. I don't want nothing good. I don't trust you. I wouldn't trust him anyway. But yeah, this couple who had this old shop. They didn't make a lot of money, but the guy was real nice. He helped people out. He gave people money and stuff like that. And long story short, there was a woman brought in an old lamp. And she was somehow was passed down the family history and so and so and so. But she needed some money. She was desperate. She needed some money. She was hungry. And he didn't have much money, and he was basically, the shop was going to be closed down pretty soon. You know, they weren't going to last long. They're an older couple at the end of the day. And they always dreamed of basically striking the rich and being able to go out and live a nice life and all that. But they just lived a normal life. It was a hard life for them. But anyway, the lamp that he gave her, the lamp that she gave him was actually a special lamp. It was a lamp with a genie in it. She didn't know it. When she gave it to him, he just saw the lamp and how dirty it was. He started polishing it. When he polished, this guy popped up out of nowhere. Now, he wasn't a genie like you would see, like the regular genie. He was dressed like a regular normal person, but he had, he was real dressed real fancy. And he was looking at him. The guy was like, how did you get in here? He said, I closed the shop. How did you walk through? He said, oh, I'm your genie. You're up the lamp. I'm here to give you 3 wishes. And his genie was evil. He was an evil genie. But he didn't seem evil. He said, what would you like? He said, I'll give you anything you want. He said, no, you're crazy. I think you're some, he's a psychopath that walked in there. So his wife comes downstairs and they're sitting on the sofa and they're just trying to figure out how this guy got in there. It's okay, look, something simple. You got a crack in your display case. It's been there forever. Now, how would he even know that? But he knew it. He says, how about we fix it? And he says, all right, we'll humor you. Fix the crack. And all of a sudden, doop, the crack fixes. He goes over and touches it. It's like it's brand new. Now they're really freaking out. They're trying to figure out, like, okay, we could, now mine is wish number 1. They already wasted 1 wish. We got 2 left. Now they're trying to figure out, okay, we have a real genie. What do we wish for? But they don't realize he's evil. So he's already got something planned. So they wish for what everybody wishes for, money. Lots of money. He asked for roughly, I think it was something like $3 million. So the genie's looking at him, and they're looking at the genie, and all of a sudden, $1 bill drops, and there's another one, and it's $1 million. The guy's got money all over the place, and he's counting up the money. He's counting all his money up. And then what he does is, once he has all the money counted up, he brings over all his neighbors, the ones that are struggling with bills, and he hands them out money. But then guess who pops up? The tax man. And the tax man taxed them for the money he had left. It came exactly to the very dime of what he had left for him. Everybody else got money except for him. So he lost everything. He ended up right back where he's at. No money at all. So then he sat there and he said, all right, I got an idea. I'm going to ask for power. I want to be a powerful person at the end of the day that cannot be removed no matter what. So that means they can't execute him, whatever. So he gave him the wish. And he woke up. He was at a desk. And when he was at the desk, his wife wasn't there. There were 2 guards at the door. And when he turned around and he looked and saw the reflection from the glass, he was Adolf Hitler. He was Adolf Hitler in the era where the Americans were storming Germany, and he was basically his men were being executed. You can hear him being executed outside. Yeah, it was interesting. I don't even know how. I know that the second wish. I'm sorry. The second wish was he gave him the first wish as a test, because he said, I'll be honest with you. I'll give you the first wish as a test, just to show what he was. So he wanted to mess with him, and then the last wish he had, he wished he never found him, and everything went back to normal. And he found the lamp, he threw it in the trash. And then all of a sudden you see him take the sign and say closed. He didn't get anything. He didn't get any money. He didn't get anything he wanted at all. He got rid of the genie. That's what he did. That's what he got rid of him. And he threw it in the trash. And then later on you see this homeless guy pick it up and look at it, start rubbing it, and then you see the stars pop up with the Twilight Zone. I was like, wow. Yeah, some genies are evil. Now all of them are trapped. The reason why they're in there because they're trapped. They don't put good genies in a place like that. They put evil genies in there. All genies are evil. They put them in there. They're entrapped. They're in prison for a reason. They put them in there. And if you're unlucky to find one of them, it comes with a bad call, turn of events on it. It's like leprechauns. When they talk about leprechauns aren't real, but leprechauns are mischief creatures. They like to wreak havoc. They really do. They're not giving up their gold for Jack. Don't mess with you on that one. I can't find that one. I'm searching for it too. It came on CVS way back when I was a kid about these three kids that had a treehouse, and they talked about these leprechauns. There's a little legend about leprechauns being in the woods. It wasn't their honor, but it was about these leprechauns. But anyway, they put a trap out for one, and they actually caught an actual leprechaun. And the kids got him at the top of the treehouse, and they're just staring at him. And the guy was like, "Okay." He says, "What about your gold?" He said, "I'm not giving you my gold." He said, "But I can give you 3 wishes." This is where things get bad. He literally just took the gold because he has to give up the gold. You find he has to give up his gold, but you remember it comes with a headache because again, he's not giving up the gold. So he gave him 3 wishes. So he took the 3 wishes. This is what I learned about don't ask for all the money in the world because you can't spend anything because you own all the money in the world. Can't buy anything. Can't go buy a car for $50,000. You own all the money in the world. So therefore you can't do that. Even if you're starving to death and you try to spend 50 cents for some fruit, you can't eat it because the money will disappear to reappear right back in your hand. You own all the money in the world. He cursed one of the kids with that because that's what he asked for. And he couldn't buy anything. He says, absolutely useless. I can't buy anything. I own all the money in the world. Like, I can't buy nothing at all. Yeah, he's cursed. One of the kids wanted x-ray vision. He had a crush on some girl across the street from him. He wanted to see her naked, and he wanted x-ray vision. Oh, he gave him x-ray vision, all right? He actually saw the bones to the body, not under the clothes, the skeletons. So that's why he was seeing all day. He was seeing people's skulls. He was seeing their ribs. He was seeing their arms, all skeletons. It's freaking him out. They had his face blindfolded, and the other kid was leading him around. He cursed him. And then the other black kid said, "I wish we never found you." Everything went back to normal. You don't win anything from them. You can't. It's impossible. Everything comes with a curse. Yep, they just mess with you. And they go back to the next person. I think the other one I saw on the Twilight Zone, this was the newer version of Twilight Zone. This one was actually really good too on top of that. This was a really good one. So this is a guy who looks for people that are really, really desperate. Desperate people, like people that are right on the edge of killing themselves. This is what he looks for. And so this couple ended up in a Motel 6. Car breaks down. He's about to lose his job. She's working a waitress job. They're not getting paid a lot of money, and they're just basically living like barely next to nothing in this motel. And now, next you know, he loses his job, her waitress job. She gets fired. They're unemployed. They're in this hotel room. They've been there for a while. And then next you know, they get an eviction notice on the door. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And then one day, this guy pops up. Little tall dude walks in. He's the same guy who played in the Ferris Bueller, the chemist. That was him. He played in there. And he comes in. He says, "Hey, look." He was somewhere looking for a job, and she was there when he answered the door. He wasn't there. And he said, "I got a proposition for you. I've got a special little box here. I talked about this before. It's got a little red button in the middle. And if you push this button, somebody dies. But if you push it, I'll give you $1 million. All you got to do is push it, and you get $1 million. That's it." And she said, "Well, who's going to die?" I said, "Don't worry about it. It won't be anybody you know. You just have to push the button, and I'll give you $1 million." So he gives her the button. He sits, and she takes it, and she puts it on the table. Now, it sits there for a while. She don't push the button. And this guy's gone. And her husband gets back, and he says, "What the freak is on the table?" He said, "I don't know. Some guy came to the door, and he gave me this box. And he said, if we push it, we get $1 million, and somebody dies. But it won't be anybody we know, or no one we're associated with our family. Nobody will die." So he goes, "It's probably some crazy guy. You know, we got all kinds of weirdos down here. They give you all kinds of weird stuff. Just throw it in the trash."
But for some reason, days go on and they're smoking his piles of cigarettes. And they're just looking at this box of smoking, and they're just drawn into this box. And things start getting worse and worse and worse and worse. The eviction notes start to pile up. And now they got an eviction note for sheriff department's going to come by and they're going to remove him out of the building. It gets much worse. And he can't find a job. And she can't find a job. And it gets worse and worse and worse to the point that now they can't stop thinking about the box. And they take the box and they finally get done. I'm done with this. This is just crazy. This guy's just playing games with us. This is just all nothing more than just a freaking nightmare. So he takes the box and they throw it in the trash. Well, then things continue to get worse. What do you mean that I put behind this thing? Oh yeah, I'm doing that one. So things get worse and worse. So later on that night, they wake up. They're in the kitchen. They're screaming and yelling at each other. They said, what's the worst can happen? Let's just press the button and get this nightmare over and done with, because we're both driving each other crazy. So they dig in the trash and they find the box. They bring it back. They open it up and they press the button. Nothing happens. So they're saying, see, driving ourselves crazy for absolutely nothing. This guy's never going to come back. This is just some kind of sick prank at the end of the day. You know, just go to sleep. We got things to do tomorrow. So we got to find a job. We got to get something. We got to get this together. We got to get to sleep. Go to sleep. 2 days later, the guy pops up with a suitcase. They're both there. And he walks in. And this guy's weird. Because when he walks in, you look at his feet, they're like they don't touch the ground. It's weird when he walks in. Because now they push the button. It's like an invite for him to be there. And he sits down. He says, well, agreement is agreement. And he opens the suitcase. It's $1 million. And the guy's eyes lit up and her eyes lit up. And said, wait a minute. So you're just giving us $1 million to press the button? He said, yeah. So what's I need the box back. So they get the box, they give it to him and say, so what are you going to do with it? He said, I'm going to give it to someone else. And they're going to press the button and someone's going to die. But don't worry, it won't be anybody you know. They're going to die. It's the devil. So as they looked out the window when the guy was walking, his tail came out from under his trench coat and he was trying to push it back in there. The devil. If you're willing to kill somebody for money, you're worthy of hell. There's a devil playing games. So that's what happened. So when they looked out the window, when they looked out the door, and they watched them walk away, because they were going to die. They knew someone was going to push that button. He's going to find somebody just as desperate as they are. The chances are, if the next person didn't press the button, they could keep the money and be alive. The next curse would follow to the next person. They would be skipped because of that. But it all comes down to whether or not the person pushes a button or not. The button that they pushed killed the person previously who got the money. Yeah, it was kind of messed up. I was like, oh, that's messed up. Yeah. And then when they looked out the window, you see the guy walking, and you see his tail pop out, and he tried to push it back under his coat. And they looked at each other like, oh, shoot, yeah, you're going to die. Maybe they can spend enough of the money before, but who cares? You're going to die anyway, so... That's crazy. That's why they greed? No. Now, Christians see it differently. Christians will say like, well, you know what? If it got that bad, you should have went to the Lord and prayed about it. The Lord would have took care of it. The Lord would have took care of everything. Yep. Yeah, they took care of everything. Let's see. Let's put down trolls. Let's see, small circus. I'll put down small circus. Yeah, it shows you today how amazing these 2027, these new screens coming up, you guys. Oh my, I cannot wait. I'm getting a custom built shipping container home. I'm going to have a lot of these screens built into my unit. One of the things I want to do at the end of the day is I definitely want my kitchen, when I walk out, I want the floor to be see-through. It's going to be a screen. It's definitely going to be a screen. But yeah, I'm doing a whole customization. When I walk through, I want to see the floor can see through. Underneath the screen is an actual pool. And there's actually a waterfall that runs underneath the house and actually drops down into the pool. And you can walk into the kitchen, you can see down and see it. But also, too, that's actually a screen. We had a clear, invisible, high-grade technology we're developing that you can see right through it, but it actually can pull images up. Oh, I can't wait. All my walls and stuff, we're going to have that technology embedded. I want to be able to turn entire environments as I walk through. I want it to change. I want the floor to change. I want all censored. I'm going to hook my place up. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I cannot wait. I like these. That guy who does that. Oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like it. I'm just blown away by it. I'm blown away. He does some. It's just with AI. It's the most. It's I've never seen anything look like that in my entire life. I want that through my entire place. Oh, it's like walking into another world. It really is. I couldn't imagine what that would look like in VR. And I've contacted him. We finally reached out and we talked and everything. And I said, yeah, my business is about to do something crazy and I'm looking forward to it. I would love to have you on board as a partner. Man, that guy's good. He's really good. I'm really blown away by it. Small surface. Do it yourself. Trolls. Now, again, for the trolls out there at the end of the day, you may seem that I'm enjoying myself and I'm going to take everything from you, but look what you did. Look at the stuff you did to my family and friends. You deserve everything that's going to happen to you. You deserve it all. But I will make sure that if you go to jail, and you probably will for some of the dumb stuff you've done, that your little ones at the end of the day won't suffer for your stupidity. Because they shouldn't. That's the part that gets me at the end of the day. You know, I don't consider you men. I don't. I consider you to be. I don't know what I consider, but I don't consider you to be men. You're not fathers. You're not dads. You're not any of that at all. Period. You're a poor excuse for a human being. You are. And you can get mad at me all you want, but you are. You have kids at the end of the day. They come first. There's no way in the world you should be caught up in stuff like this. You should have never attacked my company to be with. You have family to take care of. Why are you involved in something like this? Unfortunately, we're going to have to crush you in court. We're going to mess you up in there. And this is going to be a problem at the end of the day for your family. It is going to be a real big problem. But I'll make sure your kids don't basically go through some nonsense that, again, they won't have to deal with it. You got problems at the end. There's something wrong with you. There's really something wrong with you. I should have you 302. Stick you in freaking psychiatric evaluation. There's something wrong with y'all. Small surface, do yourself, trolls, black, projector, screen paint. Put down screen paint. Jeez, my goodness. I ain't nowhere in the world. If I had kids, first of all, I just wouldn't have gotten involved in it anyway, period. Stupid. You're going to lose in court. How in the world do you think at the end of the day that we weren't going to figure out who you were at or who you were? You really thought that we're that stupid? We're going to figure out who you were? And you think we weren't going to basically log in and basically keep track of everything that went on? We have evidence on you for years. You're screwed. Now we got this. Oh, man. Gee whiz Louise, man. No common sense whatsoever. I can't wait to meet you in court. I got so much to talk to you about at the end of the day. What the freak is wrong with you? How dumb can you be at the end of the day? I'm literally going to put them on blast so I get them in court. How dumb are you? Really? You got a family to take care of. Your family's going to be sitting there in court watching their dad at the end of the day get prosecuted for some dumb nonsense. How dumb can you be? I wouldn't even dare show my face on YouTube ever again. You're an embarrassment to your own family, to your own kids. You're supposed to be men at the end of the day. Your job is to protect and take care of your family. How is it my responsibility at the end of the day that we have to come and do this to you and then turn around and I have to make sure there's a well-being for your kids at the end of the day because they shouldn't suffer because you're a freaking idiot. Because you are. You're a dumb idiot. Got kids to take care of doing dumb stuff like this. Unfreaking believable. And we got to do. I'm going to sue you. You have to be sued. I can't let you get away with this mess. We have to use you as an example now for touching our company. And then we have a track record a mile long of dumb stuff that you were doing that they're literally going to use against you in court because they're going to say, they can paint a picture. This is his activity toward our company. It ain't a first time offense. You've been doing this for years. You're screwed. Gee whiz Louise, man. And some poor kid at the end of the day is going to lose his home. Do you know what a room is like for a kid? That's his magical land at the end of the day. That's where he has all his books and toys and all that. That's everything for them at the end of the day. To you, it's just basically another part of the house you pay rent on. No, it's everything to them. The backyard, everything is everything to them. Unfortunately, with these lawsuits the way they are, we have no control over what gets taken. Stupid, freaking dumb idiots. On YouTube, acting like a bunch of little freaking kids at the end of the day. Small surface, do-yourself trolls, black screen. Some people say, well, you cannot sue them. We had to sue them. They did too much. They did way too much. We have to sue them. We don't have a choice in this. I can't have anybody just walking over my company doing whatever they want to do. We have to do this to you. Stupid. Real stupid. That's why his wife reached out to us. They can reason with us. We can keep from basically filing a lawsuit. No, we have to. We're going to do this. Let's see. Small surface, do yourself, controls, flat screen, paint. If you're in there longer than that, then we'll put in a trust fund for the kids. So that way when they turn 18, there'll be money waiting for them. Can't even take care of your kids right. It's just a shame. Others have to take care of your own kids for you. Freaking idiots. Small surface, do yourself, programs, screen paints, small surface, do yourself. Jeez. There's no extra money to me. I don't care. I don't know where I want to spend that kind of money. It's impossible. But we're going to be getting all this technology, these contracts. There's no way I could ever spend this type of money. It's impossible. But I can do a lot of good with it while I got it. Because I'm not looking at being one of the people, you got to floss. You got to show the trolls you got money. Who freaking cares about you guys? And I don't care about you trolls. As long as you ain't talking about my company, whatever, I ain't got to come sue you. Other than that, I'm not buying some stuff at the end of the day to floss for you. I can take the money, spend it on somebody else that need it better than me. Couldn't care less. Let me see. That's what real adults do at the end of the day. We don't care what you think when it comes to, oh, we got to show. We don't care about that. Move on. I got things to do. Other responsibilities. But the good thing about it is I can take some of that money and do something that you should have done a long time ago. You know, take better care of your family. Dummy. And if your wife decides that she doesn't want to accept it, I don't say why she wouldn't. It's going to be a great deal of money. It's going to help them out at the end of the day. You can't put no money on your books. It can't help you. You owe me money. It's going to be taken off and given back to us. But at least at the end of the day, the little ones won't have to suffer. They won't miss any birthday parties, no Christmas parties, none of that stuff whatsoever. We'll take care of it. Let me see. Small surface, do yourself controls. Yeah, whatever. Sit there and tell your kids today you're a freaking idiot at the end of the day. No, not really. Because they should look up to you no matter what. No matter if a dirtbag you are at the end of the day and how much you fail them, they should still look up to you. I don't see why that would even be necessary. Why go in there and disrupt a child's way of thinking at the end of the day? That's for their own decision as they get older when they found out what you did. That's for them to decide. We'll refrain if you bring. I hope they don't come to court. I really don't. I hope they're not in there. Just bring your wife. That's all that matters. Because she's going to be the last one, and probably some of you are going to be facing some criminal charges. You know, you're going to have to come back for that arraignment. So, you know, let's see, small surface. Guy said, what was it? Guy said the other day, he said, I'm bozo. I'm whatever it is in the day. Yeah, I'm bozo at the end of the day. Yeah. You're the one at the end of the day afraid right now using a fake YouTube account. I see when you guys come with fake accounts. You guys come to my channel and say that we're bozos and we're crazy at the end of the day, but you got fake YouTube accounts when you come in because you're scared. That ain't going to help you with no fake account. I can still track you. Fake accounts. Yeah, you want to play around? Go ahead. Do it again. See what happens. See how fast I track your information. I'll stick that machine on you. See how fast we track you. Freaking idiots. Using fake accounts at the end of the day, thinking that's going to save your neck. That's not going to save your neck at the end of the day. They use all fake accounts. Go how that worked out for them. Oh, my goodness. No. You came in, you attacked my company. My job is to do what I'm supposed to do. Take it to court and sue you, right? All right, then. Your job at the end of the day is to make sure that we can't sue you and make sure you can back up to everything you said about me, which you cannot do. All right, then. Small surface, do-it-yourself controllers, black screen paint, and black tablecloth. And put on black fabric. Black fabric. Versus project 2027. And remember, you said all technology. Hope you're ready for this. This is how badly you're going to get slaughtered in court. I'm about to load the video right now. You're going to get slaughtered. I'm just coming over with a Viking cat. No, I'm not coming. No, I get in trouble for that. They won't let me do it. I wish they could. All right, upload. This is how bad it's going to be for you. Now, I just showed videos a few minutes ago. I just showed slideshows, basically, on the other channel, moving on to better things. We showed what it looks like with the trolls showing their product But we did a black versus black on that surface right there. That means if you had opened up a business, I could shut you down with a tablecloth. That bad. Now we're showing both surfaces next to ours. When you see that, that tells you at the end of the day, you're going to lose everything. Everything. Because that's going to do it to you in court. Oh, just uploaded. I'm going to pass on over here. But I want to, so you're already checking it out. 56 came and viewed it. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Now that shows you at the end of the day that when y'all do that demonstration on a standalone too also, because I'm going to explain that at the bottom, put a little description at the bottom. When you do the standalone, this is when you sit there and say, oh yeah, we have a black screen that looks good. But at our end, at the end of the day, we see how dark the screen is. I can shut your company down with a tablecloth. That's it. I can ruin your whole entire business with one tablecloth. Because I can match your product. You're painting anything to a tablecloth or anything. Bed sheets, freaking hoodies, black socks, anything. Because you haven't done the test. I know you didn't do the test. Most of you don't do it at all. Matter of fact, none of you do the test. So we can easily take you out. And our technology against your product, we would crush you easy because we can generate much higher white levels. We can operate in fully lit environments. And we screens actually pick up a 180-degree viewing angle from left to right and 180-degree from top to bottom. They can pick up all the way around. We could crush you on so many levels. I could even transfer the screen invisible and take it outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You couldn't go out there. So our technology is far more advanced than what you have. So with that right there, we can easily take you out. Now, if you made a statement in any of the videos where you said that what you put against the tablecloth and that surface was my stuff, the next video, I'm going to do that to you in court. And that's going to cost you $5 to $10 million if you can't get that corrected before we get to court. So, you ready? I am. Now, right now, we have checking your financial status. I want to see what you're worth at the end of the day. And I'm going to dig through everything. Every freaking thing. Because again, and if you got stuff hidden, we'll find it. I want it all. All right, then. Glad we had this nice little conversation. I'm going to post these videos on my other accounts. Oh, look at the destruction that's going to cause at the end of the day. So we got small surface do-it-yourself. That's the trolls. The other one is the fabric surface right there. And then that part that's lighting up, the part that's real white, bright, looking fantastic. That is a new technology coming out. You're going to get crushed in court. That technology is 75% done. And mind, the projector we're using in the demonstration, do I dare say it? It is the RCA. RCJ818 projector at 120 lumens. That technology can read 120 lumens that bright. That's how powerful the gain is on that technology. It doesn't have the gain we've announced again yet. All that's secret. There's a special gain attached to it. It doesn't have the SV. No, that's gone. It's more powerful than that. It has a whole different type of entity gain we developed for it. It's not being mentioned because it's under trademark. It's one of the most powerful black screens we ever engineered. Besides the Imperials, when we get those, that's the nickname we have for them. When they go outside, they'll be the next one coming up because they can actually read through sunlight. Then the outdoor blackout cloth, oh my goodness, that's going to be a blast. I can't wait to launch that stuff. Man, the customer's going to have so much fun with that stuff. Oh, those things do so much. It's unbelievable what you could do with that surface, man. Unbelievable. But anyway, we got a lot of cool stuff we're developing. So, that one's already posted. I'm going to put a little description at the bottom explaining what's going on here and the type of projector we're using, which we're just using this projector cost me $14. It's at $35, but I got it for $14 on eBay. Can you imagine a $14 projector? 120. It comes up that bright on our technology. That screen generates a white level so high that anything around it goes dark. All right, then. I had a great time here. I did keep it on track. I did. I'm off track a little bit. I do it sometimes. I go off track a little bit. And my videos wouldn't be what they are. I just got to try to keep it somewhere. I'm working on it. But I think I did better than this one. I did better than this one. All right, that's cool. And I also back it up. I show my little slideshows on here. We push them over there. You can see them over there. And, trolls, at the end of the day, I know that it bothers you when I say you're getting sued. But I have the right to tell you that over and over and again and again and again. You know why? Because what you try to do to my product. Because the only thing you don't understand, well, you do understand sacrifice. You do. You have a family, don't you, right? You understand the hard work and the overtime and the back-breaking work that you put in to provide for your family, right? The endless sacrifice you go through for your kids, right? I can respect that. But remember, when you come home and your back hurts, your neck hurts, your feet hurt, all that stuff, and you go and you look at those little ones, you see how much it's worth to do what you do. Would you want anybody to take that away from you? You wouldn't want that, right? But that's what you try to do to my business. Do you know how much hard work I had to put in to make that stuff at the end of the day? The sacrifice I had to put in? Freezing out in the cold to do demonstrations out in the cold, being eaten by mosquitoes, and then dealing with a lung disease. Half the time when I was doing half those demonstrations, when I come off camera, I was barely breathing. But I sat there and smiled on camera every single day. I had to go through sacrifice, pain, and suffering to do all that work. And you just come along and you try to trash and destroy everything that I worked for. Do you understand what sacrifice is, right? Unfortunately, now I have to point this in your direction and take it all from you. Now remember, you brought it on yourself. I didn't bring this war to you. You brought it to me. I'm just finishing it. That's all. I don't even know who you people are. You just attacked me for no reason at all. You never bothered to call me. You never bothered to email. You never bothered to talk to me about anything. You just openly just attacked me. So now it's my turn. We gave you a chance. You fired all your cannons from your ship, right? The only difference is my ship is much bigger than yours and our cannons are much larger and we have more than you do. And I guarantee you, you ain't going to survive it. You're going to sink to the bottom of the ocean. Unfortunately, that's how it's going to go down. So if you've seen the images from there, that's what we're about to do to you in court. Okay. That's the hard thing about suing people at the end of the day. It's the little ones. That's what it is. They have nothing to do with it. They're just minding their own business, just being who they are. Up to the parents to basically be adults at the end of the day. You have kids. It's your job to take care of them. You failed. You did a horrible job. And some of you are going to be going to jail. You're not going to get a chance to see your little ones grow up. You only get a chance to see that one time. Watch them get married, you know what I mean? And their first, and their prom and all that stuff. That's memories, man. You're going to lose all that. Over some paint. Over some products at the end of the day. You can't even back up in court. You're going to lose all that. And then worse upon worse, if you ain't got this together by the time your life cashes in, because again, like I said, we don't get to be here forever, you're going to go to a worse place than you ever could imagine. And you can never leave. Never, ever leave. You can't even die and leave that place. You'll be there forever. Got a lot to think about. So then I got to put these videos on this one, and I got to put them on the other one. So I can get them running back and forth. I'm going to get these over on, let me transfer these over to whatchamacallit right now. Oh, I got to get something for this. Do, 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 do. Oh, I found somebody. Hey, I just put up something for me at the end of the day. Come check this punk edit. Who are you? I'm going to screenshot you. I'm going to put a search in on you. You just popped up. Hey, I just sent this to me a few minutes ago. Just a few minutes ago, he sent me this. You. Who are you? We just found you. She just pulled it over to us. Who are you? It's always finding stuff for us. Always looking through YouTube accounts and sending us information.
Should grow a YouTube channel too. This is our screen right here. I see in the video, sitting on your on my deck. Seeing your video. This is my other screen here. So, are you reposting these and these claiming to be your videos at the end of the day? Because these are ours. These are customers and everything. I think you've been reposting and using our videos claiming to be yours. And this is your actual YouTube channel right here that you have here. I'm going to have to go contact YouTube and reach out to an attorney, because we can see right here that you have, let me see, this is your, yeah, it's a real YouTube channel here. I have a picture of your face too. Good. We'll go, basically give me a shot of this, because I'm going to basically do a run on his face. I'm going to come up in other places, get his information. So this is why you don't do dumb stuff. We always find you, always, no matter what. This is somebody different. I got a funny feeling we're going to be hitting lawsuits for a long time, because there are other people that came up besides them that we have in our accounts. People we haven't mentioned because there's something about court. We have to do something with court. These guys we've mentioned multiple times. There's no point. But these other people, these new people, yeah, we got some new ones. There you go. Got a picture of your face. I'll send that to the system so we can basically figure out who he is. It'll bring up everything on him. Location real quick. And put that, let the machine go through it. I'm gonna hook my phone up through that thing and see what it does. Trying to get a screenshot of it. Is he advertising for us? What's he doing? So it's music in there, and he's advertising. Oh. He's not saying anything bad. He's basically advertising for us. Okay, cool. Then that's better at the end of the day. We don't have to go that route in the day. That's good. I mean, you don't like to basically do this every day to people, but geez, they never learn. Okay, if he wants to do something in the day, we'll send him a beta tester contract, and we'll just send him over one of the screens when they're ready to go. You can get paid for it. Because look, he advertised for us. He literally advertised on his page. He showed our video, the music playing behind it. He's not calling us scammers, anything nasty. He's being a nice person. See, you would be getting a paycheck from us until you're going to get sued from us. Doing dumb stuff. So, he wants to advertise for us, no problem. We'll get him a beta tester contract, and we'll get him a screen, some stuff, a projector, whatever he wants. Send him a nice 4K projector, you can keep it. And we'll he'll do some videos for us. He'll work for our company. And, you know, probably do a little side hustle, whatever. Since YouTube is cutting down on small content creators at the end of the day, which is jacked up. But anyway, it doesn't look like he has a lot of hits. He does have a lot of hits. He has a good amount of followers. But, yeah, he can work for us. We'll cut him a check. That'd be nice. He can do videos for us. Now, beta tester contracts, if you don't screw up on these things, or you don't want to do that, if you basically, in the contract, when you sign these things, well, we're not going to offer him here, but he'll get one. I just saw it just popped up. She just sent it over. And he's not doing anything bad. He's actually doing something pretty cool. He's showing the videos off. So that's good. I'll reach out to him. But the beta tester contract, you're not allowed to trade anything or stuff like that. Can you show anything slanted to the screen? Long story short, if you basically violate anything in the contract, it costs you $150K. Other than that, you can make good money off them, because we're going to have a beta tester program, which wouldn't be a bad idea, to tell you the truth. Because to tell you the truth, with all these little content creators on YouTube right now, we can use that to a good advantage point. Because again, if YouTube's going to cut them, we can actually make up the money for them at the end of the day by them doing demonstrations off their channels on our products. They can advertise for us, and we can pay them for it. And that'll pick up the slack of what they do from YouTube. Anyway, that'll be fantastic. We'll talk about that later on, my buddies. I gotta go get something to eat. I'm gonna order me a pizza. Oh, I forgot you can't have cheese. Ugh. What are we gonna eat then? We're gonna have cheese. We're gonna have cheese. What are we gonna eat, Taco? What are we gonna do? Taco looking in a different direction. Like, I don't know. I got cat food. All right. We don't have nothing down in the freezer downstairs. There's nothing in the freezer. Oh man, we got a freaking freezer unit. We can cook food and stuff in. I don't think there's anything down there.
We go shopping today? No shopping, no shopping. I get some chocolate, order some stuff. All right. What the freak can I have if I can't have cheese? Everything literally has cheese on it. Don't look at me. I have no idea. I'm gonna eat your cat food. Okay. Oh, we got Cheerios. I want some Cheerios. Cheerios, taco. Cheerios, Cheerios. I got orders to ship out tomorrow. We basically delayed orders for today because of the orders that came in the orders for yesterday. Ship out yesterday because orders came in today. We're going to get them all in one bulk. So I'm going to go downstairs and process and get you guys ready to go. All right, thank you so much for the orders and stuff. We appreciate that. Our amazing products are going for $117, 24 ounces, paints up to 120-inch screen. Looks absolutely incredible. And as you can say, no one can duplicate or copy our products. As you can see, we back it up on every level you could possibly think of, including coming in and showing you a basic demonstration, because we do things that way, we're professionals. Show you a demonstration of people trying to fake our products because they're desperate. And they do demonstrations like, that's his product right there. I matched it to a tablecloth and I matched it to some mica paint. I don't match our stuff in any way whatsoever. We make that stuff look super dark, unwatchable. That shows you who are the professionals and who are the amateurs. But anyway, yeah, so we extended the date on the site. It was supposed to be shut down on the 20th, but we have a couple of churches coming in want to take advantage of the product and go in and paint their screens in. So it's probably most likely going to go down in September, October, most likely in November it'll be going down. It's supposed to be December the 20th, was supposed to be originally. But anyway, you can get a chance to check out our amazing products. And as for you trolls out there, it's going to suck to be you. It really is. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. But, hey, you wrote the check. I'm going to cash it for you. Do 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 do. Oh, I can't wait till we launch these new screens. These screens are going to be incredible. Can you imagine? Like, you would never have to turn on any lights in your environment, because usually when people have a projection screen set up, like the living room is always dark or the basement's always dark. We have the screen that doesn't exist with this stuff. And you can have it anywhere. 120 lumen projector can read off there with no problem whatsoever. Man, it is going to be absolutely insane what you're going to be able to do with this stuff in the day. It's going to be unbelievably amazing. 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 These things are going to sell like hotcakes. Hot cakes. Especially when we go to the whatchamacallit, the expos with them, and we have to all got to put the Halo system in. We got to put Halo system in. Oh, can you imagine if this thing reads on the Halo system at 120 lux? Can you imagine that? That'd be insane. Oh my goodness, I'm thinking too much. I'm about to blow my own brain. All right, Taco's looking at me. He's like frustrated right now. I got to go. Yeah, we probably wants to eat some snacks or some treats. I got to go something. I'm hungry. Do, 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 do.